Wicked, wicked. Jungle is massive. Wicked.
I'll turn that shit off. Oh, don't feel very massive today, do we? That was. I feel a lot calmer after my my little rant earlier on.
Got it out your system, did you?
Got it out of my system, but it was It was just shit. It was tragic. It was an awful game. And obviously we'll get into it, and we'll talk. I don't want to talk about it in too much detail. I suppose we'll go into player ratings and stuff in a little bit. Mickey's going to be joining us soon. But what you had there for me, you had two teams that were comparable in terms of their playing staff, if you like. Yeah, they've got a few better players. I mean, they've got an Ollie Watkins, but we've got a Lucas Paqueta. You know, they're very comparable. But what you saw was two completely different teams, and we were outclassed. We were outclassed, and in the second half, they managed the shit out of that game.
Yeah, they did. They
did. He got absolutely schooled, Moyes, completely schooled. And do you know what? I'm not surprised. He invites it on. You know, that's the fifth straight game with the same players and the same tactics against a manager who is dynamic. It was a dream for Emery today. It was an absolute dream.
We called it weeks ago. Right? We called it weeks ago that he had found his 11 for this season, and that's what we'll see week in, week out, no matter what. Yep. And 5 weeks later, here we are. Same fucking team every week, right? It's depressing. Honestly, it's like I don't get like you and have a meltdown, but I find it depressing.
You've had a couple, Gail, to be fair. You've had a couple.
You know, I've had a few, but it takes a lot to trigger me off. It takes several of these to trigger me off. But with every game that goes by and Kudus is not getting a start and Soucek is still there, I just get more and more pissed off. I really do. There's no reason for it whatsoever.
How do you think the player genuinely feels, though? Because after coming on and saving our bacon in that last game, he must be sitting there from the bench watching. Because look, everyone knows I love Antonio, but watching him play in that first half, he must have been thinking,
we know what he's doing. We know what Moyes is up to, and this is something I called a couple of weeks ago as well. And I hate being fucking right about these things, but it turns out I am right, and say I'm wrong, right? What Mavropanos and Kudus, the two that start inside, are not getting a fucking start.
Nope.
The defense is shit, letting goals in left, right, and centre. Right? It's like it's so leaky at the back at the moment. It's unbelievable. We're just going to concede at least 1 or 2 goals every game, unless we're playing an absolute dog shit team.
Look, listen. Right? We are right. But the fact of the matter is, going back to what we were saying earlier on, and I've seen fan cams and everything where they go, oh, it's all individual errors again. So and so's fault. So and so's fault.
Yeah.
Fuck
One of them
me.
blamed Kudus. One of them blamed fucking Kudus.
Fuck
and said,
me.
No, but listen to this, right? Blame Kudus and then said, oh, maybe he's not ready yet. He didn't track his runner. You can't do that. It's like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, but
of all the things you've just watched, you've been at the game. Of all the things you just fucking watched,
you don't get excited, Gary.
Didn't track his runner.
You don't get excited. You go purple. But yeah, no. So basically, what I'm saying is, I've been calling this all season. I've been saying the way that we play, inviting loads of chances on, when you've got players who are kind of, they're prone to errors, it's suicidal to play this way. It really fucking is. And we've been lucky this far. Areola can't put in man of the match performances every game. He can't do it. He needs to for us to get anything out of these games.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, if you've got players that are prone to errors, then what you've got to do is fucking peg the other team back and push them back. Don't invite them on, because eventually you're going to come up against a team that aren't going to miss 15 chances in the fucking first half. They're going to bag a couple, and then honestly, for me today, that was absolutely pathetic for me. It was Moyes. Do you know what? I wouldn't even say Emery outclassed him. Moyes just fucked himself because he's so shit. I am sorry. He literally it was like he gave Emery an open goal. Oh, look, you know how we're going to set up.
Chalk and cheese, right? And that's why I'm going to leave Steve Tiley's comment up here, right? Because Soucek and Antonio will start against everyone. Will. Yes, they will. The same 11 every fucking week unless someone gets injured. Oh, no, sorry, Emerson's banned next week. He can't play. So
don't get excited, people.
Yeah. So look, that was honestly, it's ridiculous. I'll tell you the difference between Moyes and Emery. And it ain't several European trophies that Emery's won at Seville. The bigger trophy.
You doing comments tonight, yeah? Because otherwise we'll stop.
I'm doing comments. But
right, okay.
But the thing is, there were some mistakes today, as we've seen here, right? As we've seen here, Paqueta, Paul G says, partly, of course, he was. He's partly at fault for that goal. But the thing is, what's Paqueta doing playing back there at left back?
Double left back.
Has that happened?
Listen. How we lost the game today was through a non-existent midfield. None. James Ward-Prowse, shit. Alvarez, shit. Soucek, was he on the fucking pitch? And our best player, it flashed up on the stream that we was all watching, the man with the most through balls and the most tackles in our team, Lucas Paqueta, shunted out to double left back with his mate Emerson to make space for Soucek.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, look, talking of substitutions.
And listen, I'm going to go back to this as well. Take James Ward-Prowse's set pieces away from him. What are you left with?
Well, what you got to do is look at.
Being honest, tell me
what you got. No, listen. What you got to do is you got to look at the impact that James Ward-Prowse had in the first couple of games he joined us, where we all said, "Oh, fucking hell, he's got something about him," right? But then other teams get to watch the video, and now they've stopped him. Right? They've stopped him. The way he's being deployed is the way we've got that midfield set up. If you realise, right, whenever we're under the cosh, it just leads to fucking confusion because you've got so many people trying to do what I see as a similar role. You got Alvarez, you got Ward-Prowse, you got Soucek, right? They're all trying to get involved and trying to stop ball out. And Ward-Prowse looks like he don't know where he's supposed to be, right?
He was constantly out of fucking position today.
Yeah,
he was. And that's what I kind of give. I won't give Alvarez a pass, but when you play as a central defensive midfielder, ideally you play at the base, so you know your job and you know your zone.
Yeah.
So you know your job. When you're playing as a partner with someone sitting back there, you've both got to be competent. James Ward-Prowse ain't no fucking CDM.
No,
he's not a central defensive midfielder. He kept on trying to carry the ball up the field and he kept on leaving gaps behind him. Alvarez did the same, to be fair to him. But, Alvarez, for me, honestly, he had his worst game. And that moment where he got bodied off the ball by McGinn.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was just off balance, to be honest, because it wouldn't usually happen. He's a big fucker, isn't he? But the thing is, it is just terrible tactics. It's terrible tactics. Exactly like you just said. Alvarez is getting confused. Ward-Prowse is just getting in his way now, right? Yeah. He was more comfortable when he was just guarding the back four by himself. He doesn't need Ward-Prowse fucking coming back and interfering. And that's what's happening at the moment. That's what's happening. There were so many bad performances out there. The defence, they just got cut open at will, didn't they? It was like we were running in treacle. Soufal, the guy that was on Soufal.
Every time went past him. How many times did Areola block across? He never stops across Soufal.
Yeah, I know. But look, and this is why I think, Moyes' style of football, it ain't just dull and dismal. It's kind of a thick bloke's football, It's sort of, if you're attracted to this is what you'd do if you had no fucking idea, right? You just keep the same rigid formation week on week on week, the same tactics. You drill it. It's worked a couple of times. It'll work against Everton next week. You know it will.
Do you know what it is, Gary?
I'll give it another couple of games.
I've said this before and people disagreed with me. He's lazy tactically. He's developed a one-size fits all tactic that is designed to make the life of the opposition difficult, and then he's relying on a bit of individual brilliance from somewhere, from some of these players. And we've had a conversation with someone earlier on who went, well, Lucas Paqueta, you can't blame David Moyes when Lucas Paqueta is doing things like that. And my response was, look, if David Moyes is going to take the credit for a bit of brilliance for Lucas Paqueta in a fucking cup final, then he can take the blame when he makes a mistake as well.
Oh no! You can't blame Moyes when it's the players' fault because he only picks a team and the tactics, right? Yeah. There's fucking nothing wrong with him and chooses the substitutions and decides to put our latest great player out on the left wing to die. Just like he did with Fornals, killed Fornals' career, killed Ben Rama's career,
look at this. Joel
killed
Monday,
Lanzini's career,
West Ham
killed Vlasic's career.
West Ham have named the same starting 11 in 5 consecutive Premier League games for the first time since the 93-94 season.
Wait for it.
Fuck me.
Honestly, Emery must have done his own work. He does against every team. That's the thing of Wayne. Emery does his own work against every single team and sets up accordingly to beat them.
Yeah, that's what a manager does. It's like the debate we had earlier on was once the players are out on the field, it's down to the players. No. That's not the case at all. A manager's job is to prepare the players, prepare tactically, put the team out, and then you manage the game while it's in motion and you react to things. That's what you do. That's your job as a manager. If all you had to do was pick a team and put it on the field, Sullivan could do that from his fucking director's box. He's managing the team. So, the fact that what done me, because let's fuck the first half off, it was shit. But the second half, right? But the second half, I thought, we can't come out slow, surely. We're 1-0 down. We won't come out slow. We came out slow.
Yeah, I know.
And Aston Villa were all over us. I mean, you're like, fucking hell. What is going on?
I know.
Do his tactics ever change, irrespective of what the result is? Because, I mean, like that at the end, I mean, if you go fucking fast forward to the end, what was the 4-0 sub all about?
I don't know, but did you see Fornell's link up with Kudus right to death?
Yes,
little 1-2 on the edge of the box, open them up, gets a shot on goal. Brilliant, isn't it?
We've got so many good players. And the reason why I've been saying for ages that if you're going to play anyone, 4-0's in that 10 position when you've got fast attacking players is ideal, Gary, because what does 4-0's do? He moves the ball quick.
Yeah, but we don't play like that. Moyes doesn't want that. He just doesn't fucking want that. He doesn't want that. Moyes focuses not only on stopping the opposition playing, he focuses on stopping us fucking playing as well, right? And that's why he put Kudus out on the left, not fucking putting him in the middle again. He scored last week. We can't have that because I might have to start one of Starting's players. I ain't gonna start him. Fuck that. Get out on the left, mate.
We are literally playing. And I've been saying this forever. But when these players playing under a David Moyes regime, they're playing with shackles on.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
they are. I mean, you're playing with shackles on.
Literally, the funniest thing about this formation is that we've got Brazil's number 8 who should be playing for Brazil, right? Brazilians are fucking screaming out for him to play because he's the most informed Brazilian in the world at the moment. He's not allowed in field until Soucek goes off. Thomas Soucek.
What did Soucek do today, Gal?
Nothing. He was rubbish.
What did he do?
He's like against a midfield that pings the ball around fast. I've said before, he's like a fucking traffic cone. Yep. Right? You saw the debate I had on Friday night where I said Soucek's got to come out. It wasn't really a debate,
was it? No, but Soucek's got to come out and Kudus has got to go in. Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, what I will say, because look, listen, everybody knows that I love Antonio. I will accept he was shit in that first half. And I mean, it weren't all down to the tactics either. Whenever he received the ball, whenever he passed it, he was sloppy, he was terrible. Yeah. But you saw him come to life when Kudus came on. He went out to the left. All of a sudden, Antonio woke up. He woke up. And this is the thing. The way that we play, I do think it starts to slowly kill the team. I mean, Paqueta looked like he was slowly losing interest throughout that game. He's going to get fed up. He knows he's being spare-parted out in that position that you say, Gary, is where players are left to die. And we saw the first signs of Lucas Paqueta dying today. I hope it don't happen.
List the players, Nick, who have been bunged out on the left, right? Lanzini sent there to die, Benny, Fornells, Vlasic, Cornet, and now Kudus. Welcome to the left wing club, where good players go to die.
Yeah, they become. I think Gonzo labelled it very well. What does he say the position is? It's a deep lying left. It's a left. It's basically it's a C. No, it's not. It's a CDM, but on the left.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. I thought I said Soucek has a big hole. No, he's just right.
Yeah, he has.
But honestly, it was terrible today. Not many players come out of that with any credit whatsoever. I mean, Areola made a fucking great save early on, didn't he? The one-handed save right up in the corner. That was going in all the way, wasn't it? And I think, just to go back to hang on a minute. Sorry, I'm at Paqueta left wing. This one here, right? JWP covers a lot of grass. So does Soucek, which is why he's in the team.
That really irritates me.
Yeah, I know it does. That's why I put it up.
But he does cover a lot of grass. But he's another one that today in the middle, he was nowhere. Wherever he should have been, he fucking wasn't. And to be quite honest, maybe it isn't all his fault. Maybe it isn't all. Look. I'm not saying he's a shit player. It was Esau just said he's not just a one-trick pony. I'm not saying he's a shit player, but he's nothing special without his set pieces. He's a good player. He's a good player. You know.
Yeah, as long as he can have I mean, the 2 free kicks he's got so far have been right on the edge of the box, and he hasn't had one where within shooting distance.
He's
really,
never breaking Beckham's record, is he? Not for
probably
not for
isn't.
us.
No, he's never going to score a free kick for us. But no, look, I haven't gone off of Ward-Prowse yet. I'm not going to go overboard.
I ain't gone off of him. I've not gone off of him. I think he's decent. But again, look, listen. I've also said before as well, but people go mad. My preferred midfield would be Alvarez. I've always said, so you say Ward-Prowse now, because if you take Ward-Prowse out,
a lawnmower covers a lot of grass.
But mine would be, Gary, would be Alvarez, Paqueta and Fornals. That would be my preferred midfield 3. It would be. You know, mate, if you're going to spare part anyone and just keep them on the pitch for their set pieces, put James Ward-Prowse out on the left. Yeah. He can still take his free kicks in. Do that.
That's right, and that's the only reason, let's face it, why Cresswell used to be in the team, because he long after he stopped being a decent left back, he was in the team simply to take corners and free kicks, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Is Emerson injured? No, he's banned next week.
He's banned.
But look,
I've got to sort the layout out.
I cast some fuck any other West Ham supporters who think Soucek couldn't be in his team because Moyes thinks he should, and that's all that matters. Oh, Moyesy.
I know.
And Antonio, I mean, look, we've seen it every time he's gone on international duty. Every time he's been on international duty. I mean, for fuck's sake, what's he doing with Jamaica? They're never going to qualify for anything, are they? Right now, great. All right, go get some caps. But surely your bread and butter has got to be the Premier League, isn't it?
But what I want to avoid doing, because he was shit and he's going to get scored accordingly today. Yeah. But I ain't jumping on the fucking Twitter bandwagon, which is everyone is blaming. No. He's the pin-up boy for our defeat. We were shit throughout. And I tell you what, all these people that are slagging Antonio off, saying he's shit, he's rubbish,
Moyes, he's this, that, the other. We lose, it's the players.
But what I'm saying is, if you're disgusted with the fact that he's our only striker, this, that, the other, you've got one man that you can blame. One man. And that's David Moyes. He's the only one. He's the one that will play him when he's unfit, when he's out of form. He won't. If we do get a backup in, like we had Scamacca, he fucking alienates him and scares him off. Yeah. So I don't see the point in getting a second. I mean, where's Mabama? Where the fuck is Mabama?
Listen, we've played 9 games and we've won 4, and we've had 2 fabulous results. The standout one is away to Brighton, where it could have gone wrong on another day, but it didn't. Right? Chelsea could have gone wrong on another day, but it didn't because they missed a penalty. They're the 2 standout results. What are the other 2? Luton.
Luton, that we could have let go. I mean, look.
Which we nearly threw away in the last minute. Let's see if Nicky's got any
Bournemouth. We went 1-0 up, and we was hanging on for dear life for 50 minutes.
Can we hear him?
Hello.
Hey.
I'm about to come on my phone.
Oh, no, it's just not working on your laptop.
No, I've tried everything. I was doing all the sound, the settings, took ages. Just weren't having it.
Well, you're all right.
We should have got John to give you a bit of technical support. He's really good at that sort of thing.
That's all right. I'll have a go at it like tomorrow or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll be all right, mate. It'll be all right. Yeah, that's quite a decent angle anyway. It looks good.
It does.
You look all right, yeah?
Yeah. You look like you're massive arms, Mick.
No, I have. I'm a big geezer.
So what I'm saying is, who have we beat so far? The 2 standouts are Brighton and Chelsea, clearly, right?
Brighton was a good result. Chelsea, everyone was beating at the time.
Yeah. So look at the other 2. We beat Luton, and who did we beat at home last week?
Sheffield United.
And we'll go Everton next week. We'll beat them as well. So suddenly it'll look like we've won.
No, Everton is the one. I called a Desmond against Aston Villa. I fully expected us to get something out of that game. But Everton, I'm worried about because of the way that they play as well. I don't think our set pieces are going to work against Everton because they're all big bastards. It didn't work against them today. And they gave a really good account of themselves down to 10 men against Liverpool. They did look good. So I'm not that, what's this?
We ain't got a bad run of fixtures though, have we, really? When you look at it, the next lot of games.
They're winnable, I would say. Better than the ones we've just had. This is the thing for me. He sucks all the joy out of football. He does. It's like I know you used to enjoy watching football, but not anymore. You just got to watch this shit. It's going to be the same thing every week. Occasionally, we're gonna beat a side. You know, like the only way we stayed up last year was for beating the crap, right? We literally beat all the crap at home, didn't we?
And this, do you know, today was a perfect example, right? Do you know when they say style don't matter? Right now, not being funny, if today we'd have played scintillating football, brilliant football, but lost, we would not be feeling like this.
No.
I'm not saying you want to do it every game, but when you play like shit and you get nothing out of it, and it's because it ain't even playing bad. It's like everyone says in the chat, everyone can see it. We set out to not lose. We set out to stop the opposition from playing. That just fucking kills me. And it must kill the team eventually as well. We saw it last season, right? We saw it start to wear thin on the players throughout the season. It starts to suck the life out of them, probably like it sucks the life out of us.
Yeah.
You're going to start to see it again. You will. You'll start to see the players look leggy, fuck me, what, doing this again. 65% possession, 70% possession.
Well, that's one of the things I was going to say. Like, the people who, when they were talking about it's a results-based business and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So just say, I know like this is it's just an argument, but just say we played like how we did today.
Yep.
Everything's that, but we shit ass the 1-0 win on that Bowen deflection.
Yeah.
You saying that as a results-based fan, you'll be happy watching that?
Yeah.
I reckon they would have been. They would have been.
They'd be delighted.
They'd have been delighted.
They'd
have been celebrating it. Like and this is the thing, and this is what I really, really don't get, because I'm not saying, and no one says that you want to play good football and lose. Because the fact of the matter is, if you play good football and lose every week, you ain't playing good football.
No.
For a start.
Hey,
so
look,
that's a fact.
Hang on. West Ham Online missed the low block today. Played completely different to usual, by the way. I wish we did implement the low block.
Oh, my God.
He's crying out for the low block. Today wasn't fucking bad enough. He wanted us to sit even deeper. Get 10 behind the ball.
Alfie, that shows you, right? That shows you Moyes has got one thing, and that's it. He can't do nothing else. If what you're saying is true, and he didn't do the low block, which I think we did play a little bit different.
We did play the low block. We did play the low block today.
That shows you that he's got nothing else in his locker. If that's what you believe, Alfie.
Yeah, but
Dan as well. Look, we should play like Bournemouth, pretty football, and get beat every week. Because you can't play pretty football and win. Villa just proved that by dumping us 4-1.
Honestly, careful what you wish for, guys. Careful what you wish for.
Careful what you wish for.
It's a results-based. I mean, this is the other thing as well. Going back to that as well, you know, that results-based business thing. For a start, it's a stupid thing to fucking say, because every business is results-based, right?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Every single one.
But every single one is results-based. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, what is our business? It's entertainment. Sport is entertainment. Yeah. So surely entertainment has to be a key part of it, doesn't it?
How are you a football fan if you looking at the business side of things? Enjoy football.
Yeah, I know.
We're fans.
Just enjoy the game.
So you've got them, the businessmen, who is a results-based business, but their product is sport, which is entertainment. We're consumers. We're fans. We want entertaining.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Fucking hell. Oh. Moyes is the grim reaper of football. English Yardie got it right. He said, Antonio, Soucek and Soufal aren't starters for me. Now, go back a few weeks. We were saying as well,
Soufal, Antonio. So been saying it all season.
We called all this because we knew what was coming, right?
I haven't been saying it about Antonio because we haven't got anyone else that can play that role in a David Moyes team. I'm not saying there's no one else that can play as a striker, but I'm saying that I don't think we've got any other players that can play that role in this team. David Moyes knows it's non-functional without him.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, it gives me no fucking pleasure to be proved right. Are you staying there? I told you so thing. I find it depressing. I really want to be proven wrong with this shit, don't you, Nick?
I didn't think 18 months on, because that's how long I've been Moyes out now, I'd still be having this fucking conversation.
Yeah.
Honestly didn't. It is depressing. It's depressing. And the fact is, right, it's so toxic because we could literally go on a 4-game losing streak, 4-game losing streak, and all these fucking gobby fuckers that are out there at the moment, they'd disappear. They would. And then all of a sudden, we'd win a game.
I think
we'd win a game, and they'd be back.
Nick, the highlight for me of your debate the other night was when you asked, and this is the second time you asked that Alfie this the other week. You said you asked a question because he's like, oh, you got to give him a 3-year deal. He deserves a free deal, right? And then you asked the same question as you did Alfie, and you said, well, if we lost 5 in a row, would you give him a 3-year deal then? And the answer was no.
So what? Because what that proves is that you don't back the manager, you just care about results.
Yeah, literally.
You don't back the manager at all, because if you can flip from back to front, then it's purely about results. That's it. If you can, that's how I see it. You know, and that's why I said the same thing as well about the final, about how you can kind of sort of make a decision, I suppose, off the back of the final to a degree. I know a lot of people did. And a lot of people are grateful for it. But if you're so adamant that you're Moyes out, and then you've got one game, which is sort of a flip of a coin game, you know, could go over. Then I don't see how that can then. If he was deserving to get the sack before that, I don't see how he can not be afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We shit out the 1-0 there last season from a deflection. Do you remember that? A Fornals deflection. And got Gerrard the sack. Because there's a couple of times last season we were really fortunate. Didn't we play Lampard the last game before he got sacked? Gerrard the last game before he got sacked. We played all them crappy teams and we rolled them over like 1-0 or something at home. Yeah. And that's the reason we stayed sort of, well, we weren't safe. I mean, it was Fulham game was what tried sort of change direction a little bit at the end of the season. I think people have forgotten, some people conveniently forgotten just how bad the vast majority of last season was. I mean, it ended beautifully in the last minute, right? But it was terrible.
They have. But look, I want to say something before we go into the player ratings, right? And that is, look, I think a lot of people call this channel toxic, or me, because I speak my mind, blah, 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 blah. We typically don't talk about other supporters or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is we talk about the football and we give our opinions on the football. But there are people out there, and this is why I can understand why people like Moyes. I can understand why people are against him. Anyone's entitled to their opinion. But you know something? In the social media world, outside of YouTube, let's focus on Twitter. There are accounts out there that have made the most of. They've attached themselves to David Moyes, and they thrive on division. This is true. So what happens is when we win, if we win a game, they won't be on Twitter posting, "Oh, this is amazing," sort of heartfelt. They're loving this, loving that. No. What they're doing is they're going through their bookmarks and they're basically shaming fans that have said this and have said that. They drive division. That is what they do, and that's how you build up a following on that cesspit that is fucking Twitter. So I actually feel sorry for the genuine fans that are Moyes in, that are basically the biggest voices of these people that have just attached themselves to David Moyes as a mechanism to grow their fucking platform.
But as I've just said, it ain't really about Moyes. It's just about winning. That's all it is, right? Yeah. That you know, because you ask him, what was the other great answer the other night? He's like, if it's a choice of starting on Moyes, who would you keep? He said starting, didn't he?
Yeah. No, but look, James just speaks his mind. He does. He speaks his mind. It's fine. Everyone's got different opinions. But look, the fact the fact is as well. One thing I would like to say as well is, there is nothing wrong. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. If you go to change your mind, I'll take the piss and call you a flip-flop. But the fact of the but what I'm saying is that's all that would be. If you get enough evidence, say for instance we go on a winning run and we win the next 3-4 games, and you get enough evidence for you to satisfy you to go, right, do you know what, I'm going to get behind Moyes. You should feel confident to do that. You should go, right, yeah, that's enough for me. I'm going to get behind him. I'm going to support him. Blah 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 blah. But what you've got is, because of the division that you've got in the fan base now, it's almost like that Brexit thing where you're scared to say something because you'll have people calling you a mug. Oh, I fucking told you he was this. I told you he was that. So you shouldn't. If and when you fucking you feel like it's time, or if it does start going well, you should change your mind if you feel like it. That's all anyway. That's preaching for me.
A little while ago on that voice note thing, are you softening or changing your mind about Moyes? It was more about softening. I'm softening.
Yeah.
But you're softening to it because the results were coming in. So
yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, you'll put up with it if the results are all right, won't you? Because I think there's nothing unique about that. I want to see West Ham win thing that James was saying the other night, because we all want to see West Ham win, right? We do. And if he carried on winning and we were like going to get in, win a cup, get into Europe, whatever. But if we're going to finish halfway and play like this, and there's no prize at the end of it, like Europe or a cup or something like that, it just becomes
mediocrity. It's rubbish.
Yeah. There's got to be a prize at the end of it. Got to be.
Yeah. It's dull. But let's get into the player ratings anyway. Let's get these done. It won't take long.
Yeah.
How many donkeys? Make a prediction, Mick. How many donkeys?
8, I reckon 9. 9.
9 donkeys.
Oh, by the way, John's not here tonight. He's got a wedding.
He's got a
Not
wedding.
his,
Yeah.
someone
He's
else's.
He's back next week.
Yeah.
Hang on. Right. Let's get that up.
Yeah. See, the thing is, right, that's the only thing that might make me, if they gave him a contract now, I might actually start considering, because I wouldn't. I'd still go.
Oh, do you know, if they gave him a contract extension now, I would struggle, Gary. I would still follow, but
I'd still. I'd buy the ticket and not go.
But the worst thing for me would be that, for me, apathy would, because apathy sets in when I'm watching the game now. It does. Yeah. I'm sort of watching it kind of, it's killing me. You have to motivate yourself. You've got to motivate yourself. Right. Gary, Areola, who made a couple of really good saves, and
I thought the one in the first 15 minutes that he got one hand to in the top right hand side of the goal, I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think he had a chance with the first goal. I think it was unsighted, but he had a chance with it. It was the power. He could have done better. I think maybe it went in like a rocket, but maybe he could have done better with the Ollie Watkins one at the near post, because keepers pride themselves on the near post, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know. What I'd give him a. It wasn't a great game. Wasn't a good game. I'd give him a 6 or a 5.
Yeah, I'd have gone a 5 or a 6. He definitely weren't nothing more than that. Welcome, Jay.
5.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Jay.
You went for a 5. Yeah, no, that's fine.
What are you saying?
You got a donkey.
I'm Nick
Hey!
What I do?
This is what I do. Give me time. Give me time. I'll get a win. He will. He always will. If he ended up back at that fucking free game thing again like he did last year, he'd always win the penultimate game anyway. He'd always win the one that he had to.
Yeah, look
he just survives. He just survives.
What he's produced is a team that beats average teams, right?
Yeah.
And gets the odd surprise result. That's what it does.
Right. Mickey.
Go on.
Emerson. I think he was one of the better defenders.
So do I. I thought he was I thought he done well today. Well, consider like from out everyone else, really.
Do the comments, Gal.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
It's hard because I'm trying to look at the thing. So above average. I don't think anyone had a fantastic game. I'll probably go with a 6. I see some of the chat has gone for 6.
Yeah.
I probably would say a 6 with Emerson, just because no one was brilliant today.
No.
I think he was one or two players that come out of it with some credit, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't but just I think he's a high 6, but I can't give him a 7. He's still 4 goals at the end of the day that we conceded. He's a defender. I know, he's a wing back, but no, I'm going to stick with 6 for Emerson. I think.
No, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Soufal, I'm going 4. He's getting a donkey. I thought defensively he was shit. He didn't stop anything coming down that side. No. Nothing. There was one point where a guy walked past him. I don't know whether you saw it. You know the guy that went down with temporary concussion when he didn't have concussion?
Yeah.
He wandered past him, and you're just like, what the fuck? And it's every time, just crosses coming in. I know he gets up the pitch and he can get across in now, but that ain't his fucking job. If our attacking threat, Soufal, we've got problems. When you consider the players that we've got in advanced positions, get back up right back and do your fucking job.
Listen, when he's on his game like he has been the last few games, let's not forget who we're playing against, right? Against any decent side, he gets murdered.
Yeah.
Right, go back to the Chelsea game. He got murdered in that Chelsea game, didn't he? Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then by what's his name? He had a great game, didn't he? Little England striker. What's his name? The forward for Chelsea. That used to be at Man City.
The one that went to Man City. Look, Palmer.
No.
Who?
No, the fucking striker.
Sterling.
No, what's it? Sterling. Yeah, Sterling had a great game against us.
Against us. Sorry, Matt. I thought you were talking about the Chelsea game yesterday against Arsenal.
No.
Cole Palmer was good.
Inside my head, I know what I'm talking about. I should have explained.
Right. Anyway, Kurt Zuma.
Well, I thought he was. I thought he had a bad game. I thought he had a very bad game. I thought he was responsible. He stopped completely. You know when Ollie Watkins put that shot wide early on, he completely stopped, and he also invited him. Now look, it's the right thing to do, I suppose, to put him on the left side, but just don't let him shoot, Kurt. Responsible for.
Was it the right thing to put him on his left? You see how fucking hard he hit that?
I know, but he's right-footed, so that's what they would have said. But he's going to get a donkey for me today. I'll give him a 4. I thought he was poor.
God, I can't keep up with all these scores. They're flying through. Hang on. A 4, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Donkey.
Yeah, really, really bad game. The trouble is, right?
That's Kurt Zuma's first ever donkey, by the way. He's never had a donkey before.
You know, Zuma's going to end up getting infected by the defenders around him.
No,
Nerves will set in.
But honestly, like we said earlier on, all of you, if I doubt any of you players will be watching this today, but if you are, this isn't a reflection of you truly, because it's that fucking dickhead over there. He's the reason that you've all had such shit games. It is. Yeah. Because he just sets you up to fail. That's what he does. But you did have shit games, so we're going to score it accordingly. Right. Mickey, Naif Aguirre.
Well, he can't give him any better than Zuma.
No.
The defense was shocking. They got pulled all over the gaff, didn't they?
Well, he was passed so easily for the last one, wasn't he? For the last goal, he's just sidestep, bang, wasn't it? He just backed off the player, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's just another bad game from him.
Mavropanos ain't getting a knocking.
Well, but he's got to be Gal, surely.
No, he ain't. No. He's starting his player. He ain't playing. He ain't starting. He ain't starting. I'm telling you.
He weren't worse than Zuma today.
Mavropanos will not start. He will not start a game.
Oh no! But what I mean is he weren't worse. Is what I'm saying. Is I wouldn't say he was like in other games. He's been the standout problem. I don't think he was the standout problem today.
Yes,
he was.
It's just as you said. Zuma's this is the first donk he's had all season.
It's the first donk he's ever had. I've never given him one before.
Oh, there you go. But in a good, you know what I mean? He's getting to have a donkey as much as Moyes is at the moment in this.
Yeah.
Thing. So for me, I've got to go for another 4 with.
He costs us a goal a game at the moment, doesn't he?
Yep.
He's made more mistakes in his time with us than Diop ever did, and Diop was a calamity.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, I'll tell you what. I'll take Alvarez. Alvarez is a player that I love. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, me too.
I think he was fucking shit today. He was awful. You know, I don't care whether he got caught off balance by John McGinn, Gary. He got spat and pushed over. He was positionally poor. He was terrible. He offered no shield. I do believe what I said. I think because that's kind of how they set up in the first half, them two. They was next to each other. I think Ward-Prowse created chaos for him because Ward-Prowse was nowhere. He was worse than Alvarez, in my opinion. But Alvarez, for me, I'm going to be brutal. I'm going to give him a 3. He was bad. He was shit.
I think he deserves a 3. I've got to be honest. He when he's bad, clearly we're going to be bad.
I know. Right, JWP.
Who's
Gary.
that? Well,
I thought he was shit.
I mean, what did he do? What did he do apart from run around a lot?
All bad.
Go on, do the scores. Come on. He's playing central midfield. I mean, I don't know what he was there for. What was he there for? Was he CDM? He was kind of drifting between, trying to find. He's like the player that plays behind Soucek. Soucek is the most advanced forward, which effectively makes him a kind of number 10, doesn't it, Soucek?
Yep.
He's sort of a number 10, isn't he?
He is. Soucek's a number 10. Just saying it makes me laugh.
He's the advanced midfielder, isn't he? He's like number 10.
It makes me laugh. It does, honestly.
So Ward-Prowse is like the number 8, which is the Paqueta position.
1 minute, everyone. We've got Pablo Fornells. We've got Kudus. We've got Paqueta. We've got Ward-Prowse. Who's our number 10 again?
Soucek. Thomas Soucek. Tallest number 10 you've ever seen.
Fuck me.
Honestly, we've got Ward-Prowse playing in the Paqueta position.
What score did you give him, Gal?
Ward-Prowse, 4.
4.
He's playing in the Paqueta position, and Soucek is playing in, I don't know, that should be someone else's position. It shouldn't be Soucek's. It should be Kudus's.
I think we're going to start seeing Paqueta on the beach soon. I think you're going to start seeing him doing kick-ups at the corner flag and stuff like that. He's going to get that fucked off with it.
Yeah.
He actually is. Right. Mickey.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to let you take him. I don't want to talk about him. Soucek.
Was he playing today? I think I missed it, you know.
I'll move him over here. Look here.
Oh, my, that's it.
That's it. I'll move him.
Steve, how the fuck are you meant to mark him when he done? I can't.
He ain't even on the pitch.
I don't know what he's done. Like, he's baffled me. He seriously is. I can't think. The only thing I remember is this 5-yard pass that he put out for a throw-in. And I'm like, how's that happen? I don't even, I'm shit at football, but no way even I'd do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There were moments today, because I think we'll all accept that Soucek and Antonio are our two least technical players. And it showed today as well at times, didn't it? Some of the sloppy passes that they made, it was bad. It was bad.
He was bad, but he was just so non-existent. Like, I see a thing on one of the channels earlier on, and someone said, "Do you think when Soucek went off, it made massive?"
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see it? Yeah. And I'm thinking, what?
That's the same bloke that blamed Kudus, wasn't it?
What's happened?
Yeah, and I said, no, that's it. That's it, Nick. Leave him now.
Oh, he's gone. He's disappeared. I actually didn't even do that on purpose. He's gone.
No, that's brilliant. That's how I like it.
Well, that's kind of what he played like today, wasn't it? He was invisible.
How did that even happen? I've been hacked.
I don't know, but
honestly, I don't understand what some people see. I mean, come out of that game and ask the question, "Oh, was it when we took Soucek off?" As if Soucek has been so brilliant all season. He's got his head on a couple of goals. You know, he scored a couple of goals. That's about it, isn't it? I mean, there's been a couple of good performances. Let's be fair, a couple of good performances, but it ain't been regular, is it?
It's so hard to mark. Like, if we give a free there,
Alvarez, yeah.
I mean, he was shit, but at least he done something, even if it was a fuck up. But yeah, I've got to give him a 1. I know he's bad.
Yeah.
I can't give him no higher than that. I think he was shocking.
He was terrible.
I think one's generous.
He didn't do anything.
Yeah,
you know?
fair.
Yeah.
It was bad.
For going off. Yeah.
It was bad.
He was at his worst today. I'll tell you what that was like today. That was like the Soucek that played alongside Rice, and Rice got the blame for.
Yeah. Lucas Paqueta, he's going to get a donkey for the back pass.
It was that Rice's fault that stopped fucking Soucek being Soucek.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, Lucas Paqueta. I thought in the first half he grew more and more frustrated. I'll give you a passage of play from Lucas Paqueta. He had a little bit of interplay with Emerson down the left hand side. He done some brilliant individual skill. Carried the ball up down the centre of the pitch. Passed it to Soucek, continued his run, and Soucek completely fucked the pass. Yeah. And he just sort of turned around and went, and he just sort of walked back.
Well, that's because he's playing alongside Soucek. Soucek doesn't do that. He doesn't do, Moyes is just an ignorant git if he thinks that kind of, that Soucek and him are going to link up. They're on a different wavelength.
Yeah. It's a shame. I never thought I'd put a donkey on Paqueta's head.
No, me neither.
This is some achievement from Moyes. This is. I've got to be honest.
He deserved it for that, because that killed the game stone dead. That goal.
So Mikel Antonio, Gary, do your worst. That's as bad as I've seen.
God, I'll tell you what. Right, let me just try to explain what he did. The impact he had on the game was that every time we got forward and he got on the ball, he slowed it down so much that we lost momentum, right? Yeah. He killed every attacking play. And then it was like, what was that other one where he's tried to cross and he's at the side net? And I was thinking, fucking hell, no. Do you remember that? He's hit the side netting with a cross. It's like, just get your foot around it, please. Today, I mean, sometimes he has some bad games. And he goes between brilliant, and this regular sort of level of performance that you can generally expect from him. That's normal, Antonio, but for quite a few games now he's been doing this, and this was a new low for him, so I'm going to give him a 1.
He did come to life, and when Kudus came on, he came to life and looked decent for about 5-10 minutes, and that
makes it even worse, so doesn't it?
Where he burst through from Matty Cash. He sort of shoulder charged him, got it through on the left hand side, and smashed it. Martinez had to save it. He did that, but
Makes it even worse, though, doesn't it? That he decided to wake up when another player comes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means you're not knackered from flying around. You just couldn't be asked.
I think he's spot on with that, Gal.
What did you give him, Gal? What was your score?
One.
He killed the attacking options that we had. As soon as he got it, he died straight away.
Yeah.
He was poor. Mickey Bowen was probably the other one for me, other than Emerson, that comes out of it with any half credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. think he ran well. Listen, I know the strike was a deflection, but look, if you don't buy a ticket, you won't win the raffle.
Yeah.
I like that one.
You like that one? So for me, and I did think I thought he was all right, to be fair. So
he tried hard.
Comments, Gal?
He did.
Yeah.
So because he got the goal, I've got to give him a 7. I've got to mark him 1 up over Emerson.
Yeah.
Because he did, and I did think he was trying. He did look a bit lively. Yeah. But unfortunately, no one else was on his level today. Not saying he was massive levels, but just not on his game. Like everyone else went on his game. So 7, I think, is fair.
Yeah, we got fucking outclassed today. Yeah. Outclassed, honestly.
Proper rumped.
I don't even think that was Aston Villa at their best either.
They had major injuries. They had 4 of their first team out.
I don't even think that was them at their best. I really
don't.
They
didn't need to be at their best, did they, Nick? Didn't need to be.
Referee was fine. The only thing that annoyed me, but he had to do it, was when he stopped when that guy has concussion. It's their protocol. They've got to do that now. The guy was a dick for doing it. I'll give him a 4 anyway. Got to have a donkey.
Yeah, he didn't make any difference, the referee. Good or bad, did he?
That's high. That's high for a ref.
Yeah,
he's... I see a lot of people slaughtering the ref. Now, I don't like refs anyway, but he wasn't like terrible. It was just, there's no excuse. We had no excuse whatsoever. So to try and find one for the referee is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't affect the outcome of the game, did he?
No, not at all.
No. Okay. I suppose we'll all have a go with McMinge. I'll go first. Today was just shit. I said before on the stream I did earlier on, I actually didn't even tune into the game until a minute before kickoff, and I missed the lineup. But I didn't need to see it. I knew what the lineup was going to be. It was just poor. It was shocking. And the fact is, right, Antonio looked off it. He looked jet lagged. Now, David Moyes has had these players in training. He's had them in training. He can see what condition they're in. He can. Those players, some of them, look, they weren't fucking at the races at all. They weren't motivated. I thought his team selection was shit. The fact he didn't even try to throw a curveball at Emery was shit. It was pathetic. The fact he gets his substitutions are wrong. The fact he's ignoring Kudus as well, who I'm not going to score because I'm not going to score Kudus. I know he was on from 66 minutes, but he didn't really do anything. But he should be starting, so I'm sparing him this mess. But no, for me, David Moyes, that is literally as bad as it gets, and it is disappointing. It's disappointing because do you know what? I want him to fucking prove me wrong. He's just so predictable. Yeah, it's like, do you know what? It's if you were the type of person, like I said earlier on, that thrived on David Moyes, I love it when he gets it wrong. I love West Ham losing, blah blah blah. It'd be like shooting fish in a barrel because that fucker, he's so frustrating. The guy, his team get him out of trouble a lot. Individual players, Kudus got him out of trouble last week. Yeah. Individuals get him out of trouble. He's tactically inept. He's fucking shit. And today, he got schooled by the far better manager. The far better manager. I did that show on the West Ham Network the other day, and I'm going to call out Anton as well. Yeah. I said, would you switch Emery for David Moyes? No way. No way.
Fucking hell.
No way. No way would I switch him.
He said, I've got no interest in it, didn't he? When I got no interest in it.
Yeah, no way.
Well, each their own. If you like it, Anton comes from a good place, right? But Trudge said if we swap Watkins with Antonio up front, we win that. No, we don't, because if Watkins plays in our team, he has to play the Antonio role, Trudge. He doesn't get all those players up around him, threading balls for him, trying to find him. He's just got to bully the two centre-halves. And we'll lump it long to him.
Trudge, I've got to be honest, mate. Surely you can see that tactically what we're doing, I think you could stick Haaland up front for us and he would probably be ineffective. the way that we play
on the left wing.
It would be.
Yeah.
You've got to start. We can't keep on. We've called Haller shit. We've called Skamaka shit. Not good enough. Not physical enough. Danny Ings is shit now because he can't play on his own up front. He's shit. Yeah. There's no point bringing him on. Mabama, there really is no sense in. I said we should have sent him out alone. Not even going to
get a kick, is he?
But putting Mabama in that position, he's not developed enough yet. You've got to be a bulldozer to play that role.
Yeah,
you need to be.
I think it'd be fair to put Mabama in.
It would be.
Mabama should have been spared a year of Moyes. He should have been sent out on loan. And he should have been allowed to develop his game playing men's football. Not this under-23 bollocks that we've got him playing at the moment. Actually playing men's football, a lower league where he could develop his game. He's learning fuck all sat on that bench. Nothing.
Look at this. West Ham Online. Bless him. Hilarious shit. Yeah. All right, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Does he just say things to get a response? He does.
He does. He's just trolls.
Yeah.
I upset him the other day. I said to him that David Sullivan is the one that handed David Moyes the trophy because he stuck with him when he should have sacked him. I said, so in a sense, Moyes owes everything to Sullivan for getting his first career trophy in over 1,000 games.
Exactly.
Yeah. So go on, Gary. What are your thoughts on Moyes anyway?
Moyes, I thought he got the selection. He got the selection wrong because Kudus has to start. Mavropanos has to start as well. Preferably in place of Soufal. If not Soufal, Aguerd. We've got two weak defenders against a good side. We've got two weak defenders there, right? And we're going to get exposed time and time and time again. Yet we've got Kera who cannot get a kick, who can also play right back. Right. And we just insist on trying this over and over again. It will work against the shit sides. It will, because Soufal will cope fine against an average team. Next week against Everton, I expect him to be fine. Aguerd as well, even though he'll make a fuck up and cost us a goal, he'll be fine. We'll end up winning the game. Right. But he got it wrong. And I'm always going to say, as he persists, if he persists in picking his team, which he will, he's going to get a donkey from me every fucking week because it was awful today. It was awful. A lot of those players, we know Antonio for 2 seasons now since he's been playing for Jamaica. Whenever he goes, jets around the world and plays for them, don't play him the following week or the week after that. Give him a break because he can't handle it, right?
No.
That's why I think he was fucked today, Antonio. He was jet lagged. So, but nonetheless, this is Moyes' standard tactic 101, which is why we ended up losing that semi-final against Frankfurt, is to flog the same set of players to death, no matter what they've done, right?
Again.
Yeah. So, Moyes will get a 1 from me today.
Yeah, that's fine. Mickey?
Do you know what, right? I see a few people.
I'm starting to feel sorry for the donkey being stuck on Moyes' head. I might have to find something a little bit uglier. Because he's a nice donkey. I think this donkey's got a bit of charm.
No, I've only just got that. What's the matter?
How about a donkey's ass? I think he deserves a donkey's ass today, doesn't he?
Yeah, right. That.
Yeah.
I see some people on that was saying about they was expecting. You see it yourself. They was expecting Kudus to start. It made me laugh when I heard it. They thought he was going to start because it was never going to be. He's cut and paste all the time. We haven't got Emerson next week. I don't know what's going to happen there because I reckon he's still the same system. But Criswell's injured though, isn't he, Gal?
Oh, maybe he'll go free at the back then. He'll go free at the back. There you go.
Well, yeah, that always works for us.
Well, be interesting to see. Could maybe something else, maybe in a sick way, but saying good might come out of it. But I can't see. I think I'm just.
Look, that's going to be a big test next week because Everton. This is a Sean Dyche team. They are the team that are down the bottom. They're entitled to play a low block and play on a counter attack, and play a low block they will, which means that it's going to be down to us to come out and go at them at home. It's going to be down to us to come out and go at them.
Which is scary because did you watch the Liverpool game with them the other day?
They were decent with 10 men.
At the back, they kept them very quiet. I think they got a penalty, didn't they, with Salah?
Yeah.
Away, and then they got opened up. But for the majority of the game, they defended fantastic.
Yeah. Here's a good question from Ryan Karim. What's the point in having a squad? What is the fucking point in having a squad?
There's not. I said this the other day. I said this is another reason why Moyes is no good if you ever want to move on. Because look, the fact of the matter is if you're playing in the Premier League and the Conference League, you can do this because you can play an A and a B team. And you can. But the fact of the matter is, when you're playing in higher competitions, you need to be able to be dynamic and rotate your players and move the pieces around, because you need to be fielding proper strong teams in every single game. So you can't flog the same 11 players game after game after game. You can't leave a top player like Fornals or Kudus sitting on the bench for 4 weeks and then calling them and expect them to be fresh and match fit. They ain't played no fucking matches. So you've got to give them time to get up to speed. So you've got to keep them involved. I honestly, the guy, he confuses the fucking life out of me. He does. And look, the fact is, we probably will go and win at Everton. We should do. We should. If we don't, then Jesus Christ. But
yeah,
you know, I'm not feeling as confident about the Arsenal game now. I'll tell you that much. After that, I'm not.
No. I think the way we've been talking about cups lately, like you know, a little bit flippant, sort of, or taking stuff for granted by saying, "Oh, if he wins another cup, he'll stay." Yeah, win another fucking cup. Who are you kidding? We had to wait 43 years for that one. We ain't getting another one.
He's literally had to wait roughly 43 years of management himself.
Over 1,000 games, yeah. Over 1,000 games.
But win, it's what I do.
Yes. And how many times had that wanker, Emery, won the Europa League?
Oh, many times, yeah. But
about six, isn't it?
Oh,
about six times.
He's got nothing on Moyes, Gal. He's got
nothing
on
You wouldn't swap him, would you? You wouldn't swap him over.
No. Oh. Anyway, let's get rid of them anyway. I'm not going to do a man of the match because I don't think there really was a man of the match, was there?
Well, if there was Bowen anyway, really, I think that everyone would go for.
Yeah. He was all right. I mean, what he was doing, Bowen, which was nice to see. He was showing fight, wasn't he? He really he weren't giving up. He weren't giving up. So it was interesting. It was interesting. Let me get me thing paired.
Fatigue. Fatigue. We're blaming it on fatigue. Yeah, because Villa didn't have any players go and play international duty.
No, they had no international.
None at all.
Villa. No, they ain't got injuries. They ain't got injuries or anything like that. I mean, it's like we're fucking injury free.
4 of their first choice first teamers missing today, and that's what they did to us.
He's a genius. The man's a genius.
He's a proper genius. He really is.
He is.
Sign him up for another 3 years. Go on, boy.
Yeah, he deserves it, though, doesn't he? He deserves it.
Match him up to Bowen's, you know, because Bowen's only signed because of Moyes, apparently. So 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years.
He loves Moyes, like a dad to him. It's like a dad to him. Yeah. Scott means.
Right, where are we? Okay, Gary, I'm just going to phone you just to make sure this works.
Then. Come on, I'm waiting.
That's working. All right.
It's working.
Okay. The line is open for whoever wants to phone in. Shall I put the number up? There we go.
There you go.
The number's up.
What happened to the new number? 1-800 West Ham. 1-800 Claret and Booze.
There will be soon. I've got the phone. I've just got to get the get the SIM card for it. So I will do. Right. Come on, you unsociable gits. Who's going to phone in?
No one wants to talk to us.
I don't. Everyone's fed up.
Fucking bollocks.
I want to hear Mikey. Come on, phone up.
Hammers,
I think he's going to be entertaining. What you got to say? Oh, shit. Sorry, I'm trying to put the thing out.
Oh.
Hang on. I've got one here. Hang on.
Yeah. I'll be back in a sec, right?
Go on.
Come on, Gary.
No, that's Luke. It's Luke Bailey. Hang on. I'll call him back in a minute. I'll tell you who does want to come on. Steve Tiley.
Mate.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, mate. You call me on WhatsApp. It's a bit of a tinny sound, but I can hear you.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you good, mate. I can hear you fine.
Yeah, I've got you on the celly muted now because it's a little bit in front of it or behind or whatever.
Yeah. Right, everyone's phoning through now. You'll have to call back after Steve. Steve, what were your thoughts on that game today, mate?
Well, you know, we was fucking talking through the game, weren't we, mate?
No. Well, you know my faults. And I've calmed down a bit since then, haven't I?
Yeah. Listen, mate. Where should I start? Where should I fucking start?
Start what you want.
Right, all these Moyes in people, I just put up there just now, know if he signed Maguire in January, would they all be happy? I fucking want would you?
Ain't going to happen anyway. It's not going to happen.
They probably would be happy, though,
No.
to be fair, Steve.
No,
And you know what? You know, we differ a little bit, Nick, on Antonio. You know my point about that. It's embarrassing that we've got someone who's nearly 34.
Yeah.
I know no one else can do the job. We should have bought the striker in the summer.
Yeah.
The geezer's got 2 goals in 9 games. Nothing in the last 6. Today, he's fucking... Well, he's robbing for a living, mate.
Yeah, but I don't.
That's my opinion. Today, he was dog shit.
I don't disagree that we should have another striker. We should, but I don't think it's either his fault or anyone else's fault that we fucking haven't. That's all on Moyes. You know, the fact that we're still reliant on Antonio and Antonio alone is on him. You know, having healthy competition for Antonio would drive him on, but.
Do you know what, Nicky? Right, I had a bit of not an argument. I had disagreements on Soucek on Facebook this week. People were like messaging me on Facebook. Oh, Soucek's been brilliant. What the fuck drugs are these people on?
He scored 2 goals.
He got a couple of goals,
mate. I had the same thing. So before we was on YouTube, I was on a Facebook group that I got banned from, and and basically this was when Soucek came in. I called Soucek out from the start. I literally said at the start, if you take his goals away. He's the same player as what we're seeing now. He was a bit more effective for us back then because our level was lower. But we've moved on past him now. He looks fucking out of his depth completely. Well,
just no disrespect. I forgot what's the fella's name to your right. Sorry, mate.
Oh, Mickey.
Right, Steve.
Mickey. Don't know if you agree. Yeah, I don't know if you agree, Mick. The 3 weak points of this team, in my opinion, is Antonio, Soucek, and Soufal.
Yeah.
They're the 3 points that got to be addressed. And there's your brother Gary now, and he's with me.
Hello, Steve.
Mavropanos and Kudus. All right, Mavropanos and will not play in this team because they're team's signings, and Moyes will not play them.
No, he won't. And again, I want to be proven wrong. I'm desperate to be proven wrong about that, but it's just a hunch, right? He's done it to every single player that he hasn't signed so far, Steve. Every single one.
Gary, he will do it, but then do you know what he'll do if he's forced to sign Kudus? He'll set up in such a way that makes
stops
his life,
Kudus playing because Kudus scored
difficult.
last week. So what's he do this week? He puts him on the fucking left.
Do you remember going back to the Aston Villa game last year, Steve? Do you remember Skamaka playing up front for about 70 minutes with no support whatsoever, none? He was up there.
Oh, in the Villa away game, wasn't it? When Fornell scored,
up there on his own, isolated with no support. He pulled him off, put Antonio on, and we started throwing bodies forward to support him.
Can I just repeat what someone said? Can I repeat what someone said in one of those West Ham post-match interview things, right? He said, words from his mouth, he said, Kudus lost the runner for the 3rd goal. You can't do that at this level. Perhaps he's not ready yet. Now, did Kudus expect to be playing on the left?
Gal, sorry,
defending?
have you heard David Moyes' interview on for Match of the Day?
What did he say?
He's called out Kudus. He actually mentioned Kudus, and it was his fault. Yeah, for the 3rd goal, he's going to do to him what he used to do to Ben Rama. Telling you, he mentions Kudus about the Kudus didn't control the ball, which led to the 3rd goal.
Waiting for him to fuck up. That'll be the reason he don't fucking play now, right? That'll be the reason. He's got his reason.
Exactly.
He's a wanker.
Trini Hammers bang on. Kudus cannot play up top with this set of players in this manager's system. Now, look, the thing is with Kudus, right? Kudus played him as part of a front three for Ajax, who are a dynamic attacking team that attack en masse. Kudus is a team player. He's tricky. He likes interplay. He likes to sort of knock the ball about, pass, receive, give, go, blah 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 blah. You don't get that. So playing him in that system, and that's why Paqueta, I think, flourishes when you play him a bit deeper. Kudus also needs to play a bit deeper in this team so that he can get on the ball and help make things happen. But he's never, ever, ever going to play deeper.
And did you hear what Moyes said about Soucek in his press conference the other day, chaps? Did you hear what he said?
You're trying to wind me up, haven't you, Steve?
Thomas has been... No, I ain't, Nick, mate. Oh. Listen, we had a bit of a discussion this afternoon. We've both made it. Listen, so on WhatsApp, Thomas Soucek, he said Thomas has been tremendous for us this year. Like, what is that like? Has he got a fucking sex tape on Moyes or something? Because is he just me?
No, Steve. When it first clicked for me that this was our first team, was straight after the Luton game when Soucek was banned or injured for one game, right? After the game, we just about won it. And in the interview, he said, "Oh, we really missed Thomas today." And I thought, there you go. There you go.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
And he said pre-match, I said this to Nick, he turned around and said about Kudus is a good impact player. And I said straight away, that's how he's going to see him now as a sub.
Super sub, yeah.
And that's going to see him, and he's going to feel justified in doing that because of what happened the last game. Do you know what?
But do you know what?
Just put him on the left where he's ineffective, right?
Do you know what will happen though? And I mean this because Kudus has already got a high. He hasn't got to perform here really. He's already got quite a very good name in European football. He'll get to the stage where he'll just go, do you know what? Fuck you. They actually will, because these top players, you know, if you're a top player playing for Man City and you're not getting in the team, then fine. But if you're a top player playing for West Ham and you've got Antonio and Soucek on the pitch, you'll be sitting there going, are you fucking sure? Well, you will.
I mean, at the end of the day, lads, come on. At the end of the day, Kudus is a better player than Soucek, isn't he? Come on, we're all going to say yeah.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah.
Except David fucking Moyes.
Who's going to score more goals in the number 10 role? Kudus or fucking Soucek?
Look,
you made me laugh just now. When you went Soucek for number 10. Fuck's sake.
Well, he is. That's what he's playing as.
Fucking Lauren Hardy.
I know, but David Moyes would be happy for the rest of the season if he could just prevent all other goals and just purely exist on James Ward-Prowse to Soucek goals every game. Because that I think that's almost like his creation, isn't it? That's his idea. That was his vision.
Well, like you said, Nicky, take the set pieces away. Where are we going to score from?
Yeah. Well, that is plan A and plan B at the moment, right? That is it.
I know.
Yeah.
Trini Hammer says, and I fully accept this. I fully think this as well. Bowen signed a long contract because he knows Moyes won't be here next season regardless. Now, look, it's very telling.
Yeah,
it's very telling that when Jared Bowen signed that contract and he was sat there on the table pictured with Stuyton, and then he done the interview afterwards. How many times did he mention Moyes?
Not once.
All about the project.
I thought the same thing. As he signed it, knowing that Moyes is going to be out.
I think he'll be gone.
He'll be gone. He's got to have. Surely.
Let's buy out Javi Alonso's contract. Should we buy Alonso's contract out?
He'll be going around with Mr. Boat on him. But the only thing is, mate, Stuyton plucked him from nowhere, from Real Sociedad B. So he'll find another one. He'll find another manager.
Yeah, this here, Kudus is world class, for fuck's sake, right? From Damien D'Amico. Well, he is. And even Jamie Carragher on the commentary, got to give him credit. He said it 3 times today, and that is David Moyes, you know, he's got class on the bench. He's got to find somewhere to put him in that first team, right? Because you don't leave. He said you do not leave players like that on the bench. He said that, right?
Yeah.
Did you see, boys? Did you see that passage of play when Soucek was going down at the right and Ward-Prowse was on the edge of the area? All he had to do was square it,
cut it back, you mean?
And the fucking.
It's because he's got.
Crosses.
It's because he's got blinkers on. So 9 times out of 10, when Soucek's got the ball in a right back position, he doesn't even look up. He just hoofs the ball down the line. When he's going down the wing, he looks like he's got his head up, but he can't have, because when he ran, when he done something good. He lost his fullback. He surprised me. He sort of chopped inside, lost his fullback, got into the box, and all he had to do was just roll it back to Ward-Prowse, but he just hit it into a crowd of players.
You know what really pisses me off more than anything?
Though. Aguerd's getting poor, isn't he?
He's been poor for weeks. He should have been dropped weeks ago. Mavropanos should have been bought in, or whatever. Kera, anyone, right? But the thing that really pisses me off is how gullible some of our fans are, right? Because they'll hear that post-match interview from Moyes, and they will blame Kudus, right? And like the guy after the post-match interview blamed Kudus. Did he expect to be playing on the left wing? Really?
Do you know what I think we should do? I think we should sell Kudus, sell Paqueta, sell all these flair players because they don't run enough. Let's sell them. Go and get fucking Jordan Hugill back. Stick him up front. You know, get some proper Moyes players in. Get some proper Moyes. Let's proper Moyes our team up. We'll be really good to watch.
Well, prime example was that kid who we let go to Southampton. What was his name? The central defensive midfielder, Downs, right?
Downs.
He played when he came in, right? He played he got his man of the match several games, wasn't he? Like a couple of games running. And in the end, Moyes got so frustrated with him being good that he put him in a number 10 role, right? where he could really fail, right?
Yeah,
he could really fail.
He never
look
once
shit.
played him in the Premier League in his strongest position.
Exactly. And then eventually the fans start saying he's a bit shit.
And do you know why that is?
He's not up to it.
And do you know why that is? Because he was a Warburton signing.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, one of the biggest laughs today, I know, it's when Paqueta come off and he brought Danny Ings on.
Oh,
that's pathetic, isn't it?
Why even bother? Why even bother, you know?
I know. Anyway, Steve, I'm going to let you go, mate, because I'm expecting
Steve.
a few calls tonight.
I'll watch the rest of the show. Thanks a lot, lads.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
Steve.
See you later.
Take it easy.
See you later, boys. See you later, mate. Bye.
So, yeah. Well, to be fair, I don't think when Amma's chat said that, Gio was quite scathing when I watched it earlier. Rightfully so.
Hang on.
I don't know about the others. I ain't watched them, to be honest. Bad Day at the Office. It was worse than a fucking Bad Day at the Office, wasn't it?
Gary?
Let's face it.
Hello, Nick.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Oh,
Gary from Rockford.
not really. I'm watching that today.
I'm gonna hand this over to you, Gary, because you are effervescent with positivity about us. So I'm not gonna look. Listen, I can't say I told you so on this one because I wasn't expecting us to get beat.
Yeah.
So
No.
I weren't today at all. So, but go on, mate. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Well, it was just terrible. I mean, considering our record against Villa, we lost in 10 games against them. I knew their own form was good, but the goals we give away, they were all avoidable, weren't they, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying for weeks and weeks, much as Nick's been banging about Moyes, I've been banging about again, another goal a day. How many is that now? I'm losing count.
About 5 now.
He's
About 5.
got to bring Mavropanos in now. He's got to bring him in. I like Mickey Antonio, and like you, Nick. I've always backed him. But today, with the jet lag, I thought, leave him on the bench and bring him on the last 20 minutes as an impact sub.
Yeah.
But, he didn't. He played, his touch was terrible. It was just the only frustrating thing was at 2-0, they were in control, and we got that goal back. And for a little spell there, I thought, we can get back into this. But I was always worried. I thought, we're going to start pushing on, and Watkins, you get it on the break, and that's what happened. 3-1, game over.
Yeah, this has always been the worry. But Gary, do you not? Does it not go back to a lot? Do you know what we spoke about before? And this is about, because I know that you don't support the style. You don't. Whenever we talk about how would you play, you always pick something completely different to how Moyes sets up. So I know you're not deep down a fan of the way Moyes sets his team up.
No, not at all.
But do you not think that when you're playing a team like Aston Villa, a team that are so good on the ball, they're so good when they're in possession and you're not pressing, they will cut you to ribbons. They literally will. And if you've got weak players, that are prone to mistakes, are we not exposing ourselves playing this way?
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, Nick, I mean, you've been right about the aspect of how many goals we're conceding. I mean, the first 1 minute of the season looks decent, and then suddenly you lose 2.
Yeah.
Draw with Newcastle, lot to get the day. We're letting 10, 12 goals we let in the last 4 games. All right, we played 4 good teams. I mean, Newcastle, Villa, Liverpool City. We've got 5 games now that are winnable on paper.
Yeah.
Football's played on grass, not on paper, as our old saying goes.
Yeah.
But the gears now, they've either got to pull him out the firing line now, because it's just happening every week. And Everton are a physical side, and they will play on him next week if he plays again.
Yeah.
And but the goals we give away, I mean, I know Moyes has singled out Kudus and Paqueta as well. They broke their mistakes. I mean, with Paqueta, like you said yourself, he's that sort of player that you've got to allow for this occasionally. But I think we self-destructed, really.
Gary,
when you sit down, they were all avoidable.
Hang on, Gary. Go on, Mick.
No, Gary, so going back to your original question about the Antonio and about the jet lag and he should have been in the 20 minutes. Do you not think, though, that now is time to try and find a system where that is going to be the normal, not just when he's got jet lag, but he should be coming on as a super sub, if you like, as the impact sub, and try and find a system that suits that, playing him in the system that we do now, which is focused on him solely as our attacker. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Nicky. The trouble is, Mick, we're in a situation now where if we don't play Antonio up front, you've got Ings that can't play the system, but Barnes not getting a look in, is he? He just ain't going to play him, is he? No, but that's what I'm saying. Try and do a different system.
Do you not think, Mick, right? Do you not think he's found the system that worked? He stumbled upon it against Newcastle when we came back into the game, and basically the game flipped. Obviously, Newcastle were on the back foot. It was like Newcastle was all over us. We brought Benny, because even though Benny weren't great, Benny links with those players. Benny links with Paqueta, and he's on the same wavelength. So
where was he today? Where was he today?
But you play players like that, technical players. You'll hold the ball. You can, because that's the reason Villa are so good. You're only, when you're playing a passing game, you're only as good as your weakest link. And when you're trying to play a passing game, I made that example earlier on about somebody said it was on 22 minutes when Lucas Paqueta done that bit of brilliance, and he's run and he's gone through the middle and he's fed the ball out to Soucek and he's made a lovely bursting run through the middle. A simple pass Soucek had to make, and he just fucked it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, technically, he's not good, is he?
No.
You know, he should be in the side. Nick, what would you do to address this defensive situation? Because we're leaking goals. I mean, you know,
good point here.
One clean sheet all season. What would you do next week, Everton? What would you do?
No. But for me, in terms of what would I do to fix this problem, my problem is, with an apparently undroppable central midfielder. Yeah, that's right. But no. What I would do is change our style, Gary. I don't think it's personnel. The problem every week. But hang on. What I'm saying is, every week there is going to be mistakes. If you're inviting fuckloads of opportunities onto your goal, someone's going to make a fuck up. Every single week it's going to happen. So for me, you need to look at the style. You need to change the way that you're playing and peg teams back. I mean, do you know when Arsenal played Man City? Right, it was a boring game. Yeah, like no one really enjoyed it. But the reason for that was because Arsenal counteracted and fucking shut City out. And they got in their faces. If you looked at that, they pressed them. Their game was like a pressing game all over the pitch. Man City could not get going. Now, and this is what goes back to what I was saying before. If you're playing against a team that want the ball, don't let them fucking have it.
No. We can't keep on with this. No, the goals we're letting in. I mean, it's getting a joke. You know, I mean, considering Moyes, you know, his renowned free so-called defensive style of a coach, the goals we're letting in are just ridiculous. You know, I mean, what do you think? I mean, do you think if we'd have played Kudus today with Bowen, do you think that might have worked?
Kudus, but go on, Gal.
Oops.
Yeah, if you didn't play Antonio today, if you played Kudus and Bowen, do you think that can work?
I think it could work if we played differently, but playing deep, just leaving them two up front. No, I don't. I don't think it would. I don't think it would.
No.
I think
you just change your style then.
It's style, but that's never going to change. So all we're going to be doing is rotating pieces. Bring Mavropanos in. He's going to be under pressure for 90 minutes, and he'll probably start making fuck-ups, you know?
Yeah. The frustrating thing was today, if we'd have won that game, we'd have gone gone in the top four. We'd have had 17 points. We'd have gone up Villa.
You got to give up on that dream, mate. We're not good enough.
Oh, no. I'm just saying that, you know, if we'd have won the game, that's where we would have been.
We're going to finish bottom of the pile. I said on that, you can't get away from the fact we spent 400 million in 3 years or 3.5 years.
More than that now. More than that now.
Right? So by default, we should be a top 10 team. We should be. We should no longer be a bottom half team. When you spend that level of money, Tommy was bang on, you should be a top half team by default. We're no longer asking Moyes to overachieve. We're asking him to achieve now. And kind of this is a difference now. And if you finish 10th or 11th, you failed in that season because that means you finished bottom of the pile that you should be competing with, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know?
I think today's game was the key, was that we had to score first today to have any chance, really.
But the thing is,
1-0 down.
The thing is, like Robin said, we are setting up as a defensive team, but we're not even good at being defensive.
No,
that's the thing. I appreciate good defending. If we were fucking top drawer defensively, you could probably tolerate it, right? Even though it'd be a bit soul destroying sitting back. But we shouldn't be playing like this because we will concede like we do every single game.
How many life-saving blocks can you watch in a match? Why have we got to keep fucking doing it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, it shouldn't be that though, Nick.
No,
it shouldn't be that because if you're playing that way, you've got to have a defence that's capable of running it. Would you think a Mourinho team or a Conte team, those soul-destroying teams that defend, get a goal and defend for the rest of the game? No. But they're in control at the back. They absorb pressure. We don't absorb pressure. We look panicky whenever someone runs at us.
There is a difference though, because I watched a program on this the other day, and it was Mourinho and Simeone, right? And you know when we hear about David Moyes, and basically he sets up tactically purely just to kill the opposition. That's just to stop the game being played. Mourinho and Simeone don't. They do set up to beat the team, So their defensive tactics are designed in such a way to kill the opposition, but beat them and win. And that is why these guys are fucking serial winners. They've won all the cups. They've won the leagues. They've won this. They've won
they tend to have a potent threat up front. Like, you know.
Yeah. Do you think also the Aguerd thing's affecting Zuma now, Nick? Because if you play alongside someone and keep mistakes in the game, it's got to affect you a little bit as well,
mate. I don't think it's not. It's mate. Look, it's all too easy. I mean, look, everyone's blaming Antonio. Everyone's blaming Aguerd. The fact of the matter is, mate, what's affecting Zuma are these fucking tactics. Changing Aguerd out from Mavropanos ain't going to change the way that we're playing. Those that you've got a guy at centre back, Zuma, who's got no knees, and we're inviting pressure onto him constantly all the time. It's no surprise. It's no surprise really that Watkins roasted Zuma, is it? Let's face it.
No. But Nick, the thing is, and I agree with you, but the thing is, he's not going to change his style of play. So we've got to deal with like what we've got. So what I'm saying is, if we're not going to change our style of play, then obviously you can't keep playing the same players. You're giving away a goal a game.
Yeah, but then do you know what we need then? If you're going to play this way in the Premier League and give multiple chances away to the opposition in every game, do you know what you need? You need a world-class defence. We need Maldini. We need fucking Baresi. We need these players. But you need world-class defenders that don't make fuck-ups at all. We ain't got them.
Good point here as well from Craven, where he says the Bournemouth draw looks a bit shit now as well. You remember what we did there? Went 1-0 up and then sat back.
Yeah.
Beautiful, wasn't it?
I don't even think that got brought up, didn't it, on that debate thing, that game as well?
Yeah. Look, it was points drops, and the fact of the matter is, look, this today, if you're looking at a barometer, so say for instance you're looking at a barometer for the season versus last season. So we beat a couple of teams this year that we didn't beat last year. Well, we've just lost to a team that we beat that we beat last year, you know. So it's kind of offset. It's offsetting results. We are starting to slide now. We're ninth. I think down to 12th place. They're one win away from overtaking us. You know, if it carries on going like this, we could quite conceivably be back down to 14th or 15th come Christmas. We could be.
Well, listen, right? Well, if you look at our next fixtures coming up, Gary, right? We've got Olympiacos on Thursday. We'll get a draw there, right? Everton on Saturday, which is touch and go. But say, you know, we don't get a win against Everton. Our next game is away to Brentford.
Don't do well there, do we?
We ain't getting anything there.
No.
But I'm sorry, though, but going back to like the other thing, with the squad that we got, right, and the ambition that we should be fighting, we should be thinking that's a win against Everton.
Yeah.
Anything other than a win is a terrible result.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry, but it is.
Yeah, but do you know why it's not though? Because like I said earlier on, Everton, well, rightly, they're worse than us. So the way that we play is typically the style of an inferior team. You set up with a low block, and then the other team, it's their job to break you down. But we set up like that in every single game. Well, basically, Everton will set up like that. And the difference is today, Aston Villa have got the craft and they've got the coaching to basically get them to pull the opposition to pieces and cut them open. And they know how to break a team down. I'm not entirely confident when I look at the way that Everton was defending the other day that we're going to open them up. I don't
easily. No,
I don't think we're going to open Everton up.
But Nick, what I was saying,
because they will sit back, won't they?
Yeah.
They will sit back and sorry, Mick. They will sit back and put the onus onto us. You know, I think what we could do next week is, you know, pull Aguerd out of centre half, put him at left back if Emerson's suspended because he's got pace. Aguerd. Maybe the fullback might pull him out of there and put Mavropanos alongside Zuma next week. You know, the only problem with that, I suppose. Neither of them are left-sided, are they?
Yeah.
Would pull him in, put Zuma on the left, you know?
I think,
who's Christopher Dibb? You're also negative, you wanker. I'll time him out. I don't know who he is.
Christopher who?
Dibb.
Dibble.
If he comes back and does the same again, I'll ban him.
Is there like...
The thing is,
majority of teams play with a left-sided, like a left-footed on the left side of the central defence. The most teams play that, or
I don't think it. I honestly, if a centre half's good enough, surely they can do it, can't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it only counts when you're bringing the ball out of defence, doesn't it? Maybe, or being attacked down that side. I don't know.
The way Aguerd got turned in that fourth goal. You know, was, I mean, some people will say it was a brilliant goal, but
I know, but let's face it, Gary. It didn't affect the result. The fourth goal, did it?
No, the game was over, wasn't it?
The game was over. The game was over. So we can't really be highlighting a fault for the fourth goal of a game where the players were on their arses. I thought Aguerd was better than Zuma up to that point. He weren't worse than Zuma in that game.
No, he wasn't.
Zuma was poor today.
I'm just taking it over the course of the season, Nick.
Oh, no. He's been poor.
Said, you know,
he's been poor.
He's making a mistake every game. It's costing us a goal a game, literally a goal a game. You go back for the season.
But Paqueta made a mistake today as well. Paqueta made a mistake today as well. And the fact of the matter is, when we're playing this way, we're under siege. We're under siege. Paqueta's only option there really was to hoof it. Because of the way that we play, his only option really was to hoof it. He had no options because we were being swamped on. It shouldn't be like that, you know. If in a passing team, there's always options. Did Aston Villa look at any point today like they didn't have a pass on?
Yeah, I mean, they
always had a pass on. They always had a pass on.
It was frustrating, you know, because, you know, at 2-1, their crowd were getting a bit edgy, weren't they? You know, we started giving the ball away a few times. We started pushing on for that 10-minute spell, and I thought we're going to get back into this 2-2. But the back of my mind, I'm thinking we're going to get caught on the break here with Watkins, and that's exactly what's happened. They broke. Maybe, you know, in a way, our defence individually and man for man, it's just not good enough, you know, and maybe does Moyes play this way because he's scared to play an opening game?
No. I'm
just putting it out there. What do you think?
What I think is what I think. I think Moyes plays this way because he's absolutely fucking gutless when it comes. His vision of football, Gary, isn't the same as ours. He would love nothing more than winning every single game 1-0 from a corner fucking to Soucek and a goal. No other chances created. A dead game, win it 1-0, Moyes' wet dream. That's Moyes' idea of football.
Nick, like you said a couple of weeks ago, I think you or Gary said it, when you're winning these games 1-0 and you're playing this way, you'll get away with it and people will put up with it. But when you start getting smashed 4-1, they won't. You know, it's the trouble.
but like I say, and look, no, you haven't got to be a genius to say it, but I've been saying it a long time. I've been saying since the start of the season, we've got a whooping coming.
Yeah.
Because we keep on inviting chances. And today should have been heavier. Man City, like I said,
if that's been another 10 minutes, it would have been even more, I reckon.
It would have been, but Man City should have been fucking 8. It should have been.
But the thing is, Man City haven't hit their stride yet. When they do, if we play them like that, they will bash us up, right? The same as Villa have hit their stride now. We played a lot of teams when they were not in their stride, including Liverpool.
Did you see Newcastle play against Palace? We was lucky we weren't playing that fucking Newcastle, I tell you.
Yeah, I know. Well, they were tired after beating PSG. I mean, they just exhausted themselves, right?
Yeah, I know. It's just fucking ridiculous.
How many games would you give Gollum? Well, the thing is, Mr. Shields, right?
He's going to go
Mr.
nowhere,
Shields,
mate.
He's going to go until the summer because it'll be the same pattern as last year. It'll be lose 3, win 1 against a team you're expected to beat. Lose 3,
We've seen it all now.
Right? Yeah.
He's won enough games at the start of this season to keep his job for the rest of the season now.
And can't sack Moyes because he ain't his boss.
Did Alvarez get a booking today?
Alvarez didn't. Emerson did. So he's missing the Everton game. But anyway,
because I know Alvarez.
But Gary, last point. Go on. One more thing.
No, one more thing. I'd like to say his next 5 games is going to define things, really. You know, we've got to beat Everton. We've got to try to get something at Brentford. But I don't want, hopefully we can put this in isolation today. If we can win our next 2 or 3, then maybe we can accept this game. But
I think Gary, it's coming up, right? In November, he's got 2 back-to-back games that we will win. At home to Forest and away to Burnley. We will win those games.
Yeah.
Right? They're the teams we beat.
Yeah. Yeah, like you say, Gary, you're right. I mean, when you come up to the better sides, we're going to get found out with this style, aren't we?
Well, I think if you look at the December run, it's a bit of a problem. Home to Palace, we struggle against them, home and away. Away to Spurs, fuck that. Away to Fulham, well, we don't usually get anything there, but we did last year. At home to Wolves, another troublesome side. At home to Man U, away to Arsenal, at home to Brighton. How about that for a run of December games?
Yeah, it's going to be tough, mate.
Well, I think we've got to review it after that, not now, right?
You got to review it after that. I mean, I've got to be honest. Look, everyone knows anyway. My mind's been made up on Moyes for ages. It has been, but I do accept that. Look, we could lose the next three. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
What would you do with the Everton game next week? I mean, the three of you. I mean,
pick Kudus and Mavropanos.
Personnel. Who would you? I mean, obviously, who would you bring? Would you bring anyone in next week? Would you try Fornell? Would you try Ben Rama?
Mate, of course I would.
You try something?
Of course I would. You know I would. But anyway, Gary, I know. Gary, I know you're trying to extend your call. You're being cheeky, but you've had your one. You've had your one last thing.
You tried to get another last thing.
All right, mate. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Here, Gary.
Cheers, Gary. Bye. It's never one more thing with Gary.
No, several more things.
All right. Hello, is that Luke? Hello. Hello, mate. How are you? Luke Bailey.
Hello. Oh, Luke. Hello, Luke.
I thought you was a sex caller.
What you going in this?
I thought that when Nick answered my phone call, I thought the same thing, to be fair.
Anyway, Luke, how are you, mate? You all right?
I'm seething.
Oh, you're seething. That's good. That's what I like to hear.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
I'm trying to think of new words every week to describe how I feel. I don't want to be predictable. I'm always tactics, so let's do that. But no, it's. I'm just. It's today. I think sort of summed up. I think the difference between good manager and a bad manager. How you feel about that?
100%. 100%.
I'm going to say it's this kind of I think you and Gary have been calling it lately, saying the caveat.
I'm not caveating it anymore. Well. You ain't got to caveat it tonight. Don't worry about caveating it. Just say what you think.
We had a good start to the season, but I've always remained quietly Moyes out because there's only a point where everyone goes, where's you and your Moyes at now? We're doing really well. I go, okay, I've got the reasons, but if you're not going to hear me out, then there's no point arguing with people who aren't willing to have a good argument. But today, I actually didn't think we started off that badly compared to what I thought we were going to do.
Luke, can I call you back on the mobile? Because it sounds like we've got a bit of a dodgy line, and I want to hear what you say.
Yeah, do you got to do?
Call you back.
Fine. Okay.
I couldn't hear him properly, Gary.
It sounded all right to me.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, hang on. Sound a bit muffled.
Did it?
Yeah.
Right. Fornals is bad lately. Apart from he came on for 2 minutes a day and set up that one and only shot that Kudus had. What a great one too.
Yeah. Did he claim that though?
It has been bad though.
That's better, mate. That's better.
Can you hear me now?
That's better.
Yeah.
Much
beautiful.
Better. Yeah. Go on, mate. Go on. Carry on where you left off. Go on.
Well, I had headphones on. That's why maybe it's a bit muffled. I don't know.
Oh, right.
But okay, it is what it is. Well, I'm at a point now where I'm just going to get my point across quite quickly. But I really respect the fact that he's put in all the effort over the years for West Ham, and I respect him and everything like that. But I've had enough of Antonio. He's got to the point now where I think today was probably the worst game he's ever had for us as a player. There were a few times, I think, in the first half, we had some promising attacks going forward. The passing was really good. Prowse picking players out. But as soon as it came to Antonio, he lost the ball. There was one time where I think he went to not control the ball, but sort of, get control of the ball, and he just ended up kicking it to the Aston Villa player. Every single time he got a through on goal to an extent. I don't know if it's about you lads, but I sort of just went, if he's going to lose it now, I don't give it to Antonio, he's going to lose it. Every time he touched the ball, he's touched turned to shit, more than usual. And I think the general consensus was thinking, right, look, I know he's Moyes' lover boy and everything like that, and he's the most relied upon man in the Premier League to play up front for a team, but you have to bring him off for Kudus. You have to change something. He has to come off because there's nothing out there that says that he deserves to stay on. He's got to come off. He's been the worst player by a million miles. And then to play him for pretty much the whole game, not even been brought off. He says a lot about the way we're playing, the way that Moyes relies on certain tactics and going forward. So that was the first thing. I'm hearing a lot of people sort of saying, the players. That's the main thing that's coming out I've seen today, is that the players have let the manager down.
Yep.
And okay, sometimes the players do have to take a certain level of blame, but the fact is that in my opinion, the players start the game with one hand tied behind their back.
Yes.
Because the way we play football.
100%.
there's this thing at the moment where Paqueta has to play over the left because he's got really good link-up play with Emerson. Well, that's fine, but he didn't really link up today with Emerson. In fact, Paqueta actually really annoyed me today because every time he got the ball, he has to do the Hollywood stuff almost every time he touches the ball. He has to. You can't really play a counter-attack with him because to play counter-attack football, you've got to be quick passing, you've got to get the ball rolling, you've got to be directed, but you've got to get it up there and get it in the net as quick as possible. The trouble is with Paqueta, although he's got a fantastic ball assist in him and fantastic ball play and what you name it, he wants to be the centre of attention to an extent in the middle of that field. And when he gets the ball, any sort of flowing attack stops. And I'm not being funny.
You're losing me on Paqueta. I've got to be honest.
Thing is, Luke. He's playing wide left most of the time. If he was playing central and he had someone to pick out with a ball, you might see the old Paqueta. But who's he going to pick up? Who's he going to pick out?
It's like today. I gave that example earlier on. I've spoken about 3 times now, where he's literally pulled the ball out the air. He's beat a couple of players. He's played a quick ball out to Soucek. He's continued his run. Soucek can't complete a normal fucking pass. And I think half the battle is as well. You've played football before, Luke. I think it must be even worse. But with players of this level, like even in my, I manage kids football, yeah, and I see the same at kids level where even on the pitch, sometimes they're hesitant of passing to a player that they don't trust. You see it.
No,
they'll see a pass and they'll go, oh, and they'll turn around and they'll pass it somewhere else. I'm pretty sure that you probably get the same thing with Premier League players as well. Cheers, Lawrence. Thank you. Do you know what I mean? And I do think that's a problem.
What I was trying to say was, if you've got a player like Paqueta that does that and wants to do that, you can't play him in a position that really he's not comfortable in. To me, he's not a left winger. He's not a player you put out on the left. You put him in the middle. You let him dictate play. You let him do what he
That's where he needs to be. Yeah,
exactly. So again, it's.
But also, Luke, do you know the interplay that people are talking about at the moment with Emerson? He does that anyway from a central position.
Yeah.
The thing is though, you know, my theory on this is that whenever we've got a good flair player who likes to try and make things happen, Moyes tries to contain that flair on the left-hand side in this sort of defensive role. Because we didn't add Paqueta to the list earlier, did we?
No.
When we were drawing up that list of people who have been marooned on the left-hand side, now Ben Rama, Cornet, Vlasic, Kudus, and one other.
This is literally Moyes' spare part position, and I'm pretty sure that everyone in that team will realise that as well. When don't tell me they haven't noticed this as well.
No, but
with that position.
The difference is I find with Paqueta, he don't just stay there though. He drifts himself off to more central,
which drives Moyes mad.
Exactly. So that's why he was overlooked on that when we were talking about Ben Rama and everyone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What I think it is because he don't just hug that left hand side. He will come in.
He comes in
because he gets bored. You can see he
don't give a toss what Moyes says. He go on the left. Yeah, all right, mate. I'll go on the left. Of course I will. Of course I will.
I think what Eastside says here, right, Luke, right now, because we were talking earlier on when Gary was on the show just now. He said like, you know, what would you do? How would you sort of change the way that you're playing, you know, a new style of attack? And the annoying thing is the false 9 system with Paqueta, Kudus and Bowen, all 3 interchanging. He did that against Newcastle. We look fucking mustard for 15 minutes. He's found it already. Yeah. It's there. He's seen it.
Like that's what you said about he accidentally
stumbled on it. Stumbled upon it, yeah.
But
I
agree with that.
Can I just say, Eastside, there ain't an agenda against Aguerd. He's just playing badly. We always caveat Aguerd by saying we think he's a good player, but not in this system.
I like it.
I don't like Arabs, like you said in your last mail, right?
Yeah,
your last post.
That's
bit naughty, mate.
Nonsense. But anyway, go on, Luke.
No. But it was. I think all over the park. It was very mismatched. But there was. I think at 2-1, I think maybe we could have pushed on maybe and got a result. It's a bit like the Arsenal game yesterday where I had an Arsenal mate round to watch the game and Arsenal were terrible in the first half. He was like slagging off the players. This is awful. And they somehow got a 2-2 out of it. And I think that maybe if we had pushed on from the 2-1, we could have got a point. But again, you're always sort of going, it just papers over the cracks because as much as it's, you know, to get a result away, I'd have taken a job before the game started anyway, so that would be a result for me. But the more you look at it, the more you just think our team is very much like it either works or it doesn't. there's no like it can change. You know, in the second half there can be a sub or anything. I think when Danny Ings come on, I totally gave up. I was almost going to. I don't turn the games off because it's just not what I'm like. But when he come on, I thought it's just a generic substitution. There's no reason to bring him on. He's not going to add anything. We're not going to play a different style of play to get back. The game's dead and it's gone. But it's to me, it just sort of like. It was almost a bit predictable, if you get what I mean. I think we're going to tear us anyone here because there's so many reasons why. And I know there's a few people saying, "Oh, it's international break. We always get a bit of a budget comes international break." Thinking, well, every other team in the league suffers from the same thing, do they? Is it the easy excuse? But it's just one of the things. You go to Everton next week and whatever it is, and we'll probably beat them, and Moyes will be the genius again. I don't want. This is the thing. I think the blokes want us a trophy. Over the seasons and stuff like that. I don't want to hate our manager. I don't want every week to be going to it's less knackering and they constantly picking holes and being negative about
disingenuous
It's exhausting. It's exhausting. I mean, like I said earlier on, 18 months for me, I've wanted him out, and I've basically been making the same argument for 18 months. It's exhausting, and I just want it to stop. I want it to stop. I just want him to go. Just fucking go. But he won't go because do you know if we got to the point like I said last year where he's got that thing where he's got one more game to save his job, he'll win the fucker anyway. He ain't going anywhere. He's like a. He's like that. He's like a wasp at a barbecue. He's an annoying fucker. You know, you can't fucking get rid of him.
Fuck you.
Get off my chicken.
The trouble for me. The trouble for me is the fact that you got almost you can pinpoint in games who's going to have a bad game, who's going to let us down, who's going to do whatever. You know, Soucek. You know, okay, he scored a few goals recently, and he has been a better player, but he's still not someone who you could heavily rely on that midfield and go right. Soucek's playing now, he's better now, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. He might even get a goal for us. So, all he seems to be is like, he's 4 and 4, but then the rest of 90 minutes he's a passenger and he's practically non-existent. Aguerd's got a mistake in him. The deflection come off him today, and it's almost like everything that call us Moyes out brigade, whatever you want to call it. But there's a reason why we are. But there's players you can pinpoint who are going to have a bad game and who are not. And normally, I think Ward-Prowse was okay today. He didn't exactly, didn't do particularly anything terrible, but he wasn't brilliant either. But I don't know if you've seen it either, guys. It's going doing the rounds on Paddy Power that when we got the free kick for Ward-Prowse, I think it was in the first half and handball that VAR looked at. It might have been a penalty. We actually took the free kick about 2 or 3 yards away from where.
Yeah, still didn't work. I'll tell you what. That's an interesting bet to have. I reckon. What sort of odds do you reckon you'd get if you went to a bookies and said, "What odds would you give me for James Ward-Prowse never scoring a direct free kick at West Ham in his career? Because he's here for about another 3 years. Do you reckon you get good odds? I reckon you probably get.
Cheers, Carl.
Probably get. Oh, cheers, mate. You probably get like a 500 to 1. 1,000 to 1. Something.
I don't know about that. I don't think it'd be that much.
Well, no, he scores for James Ward-Prowse to never score a direct free kick for West Ham.
Because he's highly likely.
But he's one away from Beckham's record.
He's never going to do it. It's never going to do it.
I want to go down the bookies tomorrow and actually ask them. No, I will. I promise you.
Find out what you get. Find out what you get. That'd be interesting. It's an investment. It's an investment. Yeah.
I don't know if there's any Southampton fans that are in the chat. Can you? Because I'm looking back at these free kicks he actually did score for Southampton. I'm wondering, were they close range or were they long range? Because all the best ones he scored from, I think, were long range, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. They were about probably about 2 yards further back than that one today, perhaps.
Yeah. Maybe something like that. Yeah, but he's not really had one prime, I would say, prime Pyatt position, if you get what I mean. They're not perfectly, they're in the corners of the box or something like that. So I hope you get one soon. But I think today overall, I think it was just one of those games where you could just see it going wrong right from the start. And I think people said to me, players like Antonio are letting him down. Stuff like that. Well, don't play him then. If you know it's not working, you can see it's not working. And I don't want a player to play badly. I don't want Antonio to have a bad game for us, Soucek to have a bad game for us, etc. I want them all to do really well at West Ham. When you can see it's not working, you've got like you said, Gary, that Carragher was saying, you've got talent on the bench. If you're a top manager of a top team like Man United, or if you're like Real Madrid or something like that, and you've got a talent and you're not winning, someone's going to go to you. You need to get these players on because you put your best foot forward. I just watched that David Beckham documentary, and the same thing happened there at Real Madrid when Capello was manager over there. But there was the one thing I always remember about Rio Ferdinand was on a punditry, and he was asked by BT Sport why it didn't work for Moyes at Man United. And he said that the one thing I can say is that look, I'm a professional. I won't speak bad, trying not to speak that bad of anyone, but the whole ethos changed when this is Sir Alex Ferguson. This is the man that David Moyes idolises and wanted to be like. Right? Is that he said that Sir Alex Ferguson used to sit us all down and say, right, this is how good you are. Don't worry about anyone else. You lot are good enough to do this, that, and the other, etc. Pumped it into, let them know that they were the better team no matter what. Hardly even looked at the other opposition team. They said, no, you're good enough to beat them. That's it, right? And then he said one of the first things that Moyes done when he became manager was that I think Hazard was playing for Chelsea. It was Man United v Chelsea, and he basically spent a whole day telling them what Hazard was good at and how to try and stop Hazard. And Ferdinand was like, well, yeah, but we're Man United. Why have we got to worry about one player? He goes, trust me, Hazard's that good. You want to just try and contain Hazard as much as we can. And it was like this guy. You can't go in with that mentality to a top club. So my main thing is that I'll thank Moyes for taking us as far as he can, winning us Conference League. Cheers, mate. Nice one. All the best. But to go forward, exactly like we've got Tim starting in. It is interesting, though, because I think you mentioned Anton a little.
So what you're saying is, look, what you're saying is, thanks. Now fuck off. That's what you're saying.
No, but you're saying exactly.
This is what I'm going to say. Because it was Di Canio. They're asking Di Canio about Moyes about when Di Canio came recently to a Q&A with the fans, and they said, "What do you think of him?" He said, "Look, I know there's a Moyes out section or whatever you want to call it. You know." He said, all I'm saying to you is that even if Moyes is no longer the manager of this football club, he will still be at this football club in some capacity because there is a project built and he is just as big within it as anything else. And there's like this ethos that if he ain't going to be a manager, he'll be a director of some sort. In that capacity. Just the way
no way.
I wasn't there. But
I don't think that's the case.
I can't see that. I would think
I can't see it
himself as being a bit of a big manager because he's won a trophy now. He's up there. He's managed 1,000 games. I can't see Moyes going.
No, but the thing is for me. Look, and just to clear something up, yes, the dog did just fucking fart. It stunk. But just to
pulling through with a wet rag.
It's disgusting. But just to because I mentioned this to Anton Anton mentioned that the other day. He said that he thinks that might be what happens. And I thought, look, do you know what? Moyes' success at West Ham has been on the pitch only. It literally has. You know, he hasn't developed any youth players. He's developed none. He can't put his name to one youth player. He's alienated loads of fucking players. The majority of his signings, I'm not being funny, they were good at the time, but the vast majority of them now, like Soufal and Soucek need replacing. He paid 30 million for a centre back with no knees in Zuma. He's paid 30 million for fucking Naif Aguirre at the moment, who doesn't look great at the minute. I like him, but he doesn't look great at the moment. He's overall. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't been amazing. You know, the likes of. There's no way he signed Lucas Paqueta. That is a Sullivan. That's a Sully special all day long. That is Lucas Paqueta. I don't see what the guy is. The amount of players he's fucking ruined as well, hemorrhaged. Even when he first came in, right? Because when you come into a club, you take on those assets, Gary, don't you? I suppose players, assets, and your job. You should be mandated to maximise the value of every player in that squad that you've got. Well, he comes in. Fair enough. Anderson and Haller were already on their asses, but he didn't help, did he? He fucking didn't help or try and recover the situation. It was like, oh, they're not my players, not my fucking problem. And we ended up losing Felipe Anderson for fuck all, who's gone on to do all right in Italy, and Haller as well. You know, sold him at a massive loss. Vlasic. His management, his overall management. I mean, fair enough. On the pitch has been good.
His man management is shit.
His man management is shit.
His man management is shit. He's not a leader. He's not a leader. A leader would be, you know very well, right? If I've run not football teams, but I've run big teams, really big teams, and you have to literally take care of everyone, right? That's your job. Your job is to take care of the welfare of everybody, and to just block people out, which we know he's done because we've heard it from various people, right? Once you're out of his little core team, you're just not included anymore. You're frozen out. You're frozen out. He wouldn't even speak to Alex Crowell, let alone explain why he wasn't in the team. And plenty of other people have got that treatment as well. And you can guarantee there are a few of them getting it at the moment. To consider putting him in any kind of leadership position, you know, if he's a board advisor or something like that, well, yeah, well, but ain't that why Stighton's there? No, Stighton's the director of football, isn't he? So he's supposed to be the go-between between. Honestly, can I just give you an example? Can I just say one thing?
1 second. But what Damien said there about, because a lot of people give him credit for Rice. Well, it was Pellegrini who converted Rice to a central defensive midfielder.
He did. Can I just build on something that Luke said, right, about his time at Man United? You know, when he really fell out with Rio, right? Luke, was when he got Rio and Vidic to sit down and watch a video of Phil Jagielka and the other Everton defenders to demonstrate how they defended, and they lost their shit, right? I mean, but you're absolutely right, because any successful manager over the years, right, does not, and that goes to John Lyle as well, because Tony Gale said it, they do not worry about the opposition. They worry about how they can hurt the opposition, not how the opposition are going to hurt them, right?
Yeah, but I got told that he sat Paqueta and Kudus down to watch a video of Fellaini on how.
I reckon he did and all. I reckon he did.
Yeah. The ladies there what used to play.
Yeah, I know. Could you? Can you? But the thing that makes me laugh though, when you look at the effects that Postecoglou's had at Tottenham in a short space of time, when you look at the effects when you look at the effect that Emery's had on Aston Villa, just look at the way that they play. You know, it does take time to embed that kind of, it takes work on the training field. And you know what? That is football. That is football. You know, they're like McMinge, but they are like one, aren't they? They're sort of as one on the pitch. They all know what the other person's going to do. I just think
what highlights?
We're rubbish.
What highlights to me is the fact that Tottenham went and done the experiment where they go and get a manager like Conte in, or they get a manager in like Mourinho, who they're trophy winners, right? That's their whole backlog.
Then they realise that they're Tottenham and nobody can win them a trophy.
That's basically what it is, yeah. But fundamentally, if you're going to play that sort of football, you've got to be successful with that sort of football, because then at least people go, well, you know what? I'm bored out of here, but at least we're going to win this competition. Yeah, and then you bring in someone. None of us want to praise Tottenham; they're rivals with us, right? But you can all see that the effect that it has in the stands. You've got your Spurs fans at away grounds singing his name, short time, because it's like a weight's lifted off your shoulder when it happens. Because you're thinking it's not. People will say, "Oh, the fans think they know it all." They'll be slagging the manager off and criticising. Sometimes, but you do realise that the fans watch games like week in, week out. We watch games we analyse. We watch Match a Day. We listen to YouTube videos. We're more passionate about this.
Look, I will say this as well, though, and I'm not calling out our fans because I love our fans. They're great. Yeah, but for 5 minutes, loud on loop at the start of the game today, it was "We've got Super David Moore."
I didn't hear it. I'll be honest,
it was loud. It didn't last long.
Usually, in reaction to the other team singing
it is up to them. Yeah, but
it's up to them. You know what I mean? It's got to be a balanced diet. With supporting the team, but it's like you sort of think to yourself, well, but I don't know if I said it in the last video it was on, but it was like the old Arsenal and George Graham days. It was like, I know someone used to go watch during them days, and he said he used to go to the bar and he used to go, right, Arsenal 1-0 up half time, and he knew he wouldn't watch the football. He'd just go to the Arsenal ground and go to the bar and then drink for it, because it was like you knew what he was going to get. 1-0, that's it. So and it's
he's done it again.
Doesn't have to be but they dog fighting.
Fuck.
Right. Anyway, lads, I'm going to leave you.
Thanks, Luke. Shit, I might have to go and let him out.
Look, let me ask you a question.
Cheers, mate.
Look, one question for Mickey.
1 minute.
Go on.
Yeah.
You still there? So you on the West Ham network, aren't you?
Yes, mate, I am. Yes.
So do you agree? So this is a question for you then. Would you swap Emery for Moyes?
You're trying to get me to have an argument on that.
Good.
No, I'd swap Emery all day long. It's funny actually, because I remember having a mini argument, I think, with Nick a little while back, because I said to him,
don't argue.
No, we don't really. I do in my head. I don't tend to tell you because I know you eventually switch me around. But no, I think I think I said that I think it was before Emery went to Villa or something on them lines. I said to him, I don't think Emery would leave Villarreal or whoever he was managing at that time to step down from a Champions League club to go and manage a team that are sort of struggling in the Premier League. Yeah. And you went to me, I think Nick went to me, no, you pay these managers enough money, they will leave whoever they're at and they'll go and manage somewhere else. It's like, no. He wouldn't do it. And he did it. To be fair, he did it. And I would swap Emery, but the funny thing is now, because we've got Steidman and you see what Xabi Alonso's doing at Leverkusen, and everyone goes, oh, but if you get Moyes out, who are you going to get in? That's going to be the number one question. You say you want Moyes out, the first thing they'll say is, well, who'd you get in? I'd be like, you know what? Yeah. I don't care who we're getting because I'm leaving to Steidman. I reckon Steidman's got about 10 managers lined up for that. So yes, I would have Emery. Sorry, Anton. Just gonna.
Listen, look, he's got Scottish bias, right? He admitted it the other day. He said that. He said.
I don't blame him for that. He comes from a good place.
I love him. He's more positive than me sometimes.
Yeah,
he's fine. No worries.
No, but the thing is, what I will say is, but you know, like with what I will say is, you know, like with Russ and Anton, like us in a sense, where we don't change direction every 2 minutes. Neither of they kind of maintain their stance even through bad times when they get a lot of pressure from people. They do. So you got to respect that as well. Yeah. I think you have to respect it. They stick to their guns.
Mate, me and Anton have a couple of clashes because I'm just like I said to him before. Like there's times where we've been. I think last season at times with diabolical. I think it was maybe even after the Leicester game.
Not face to face. Surely he's a bit of a big geezer, isn't he?
No, he is huge.
Yeah,
huge. But I know I said to his father, I think I've played him off a few times as well. I said, look, I don't watch our videos. I said I watch everyone else. He goes, oh, why is that? I said, because you're too positive. When I go on YouTube after we've lost, I want to hear someone ranting who's just as angry as I am. I don't want someone who's trying to look at the positives and see the good in things. But I love all the boys that I've been on the network, and I'm probably the negative one out of everyone on the network, especially nowadays. But look, everyone's got their opinion, and if people want to keep up with Moyes, if people want to keep him, and if I'm proved wrong and West Ham do really well under Moyes, I'm going to shut up because I want West Ham to do well, no matter what my position is.
I must admit, after a defeat before, and I've been fuming, Russ has made me want to put my head through a wall before. Because he's
yeah.
What's not even more, did it, with someone that's positive?
Yeah.
They go, calm down. You're fucking. I don't tell me calm down.
Yeah, look, it's only football. It's fine. We had an off day.
Yeah, it's an art though. I don't know how. I don't know how you do it. My positivity doesn't work like that.
I've known Anton for about 6-7 years. I tell you now, he's one of my best mates. I love him to pieces. Russ, I haven't known as long. Only even last year, but I tell you now, Russ is the nicest person you would ever meet in your life. If you want someone to give you a bit of positivity, you go and see Russ because he's a top bloke. I tell you, I'm not just trying to advertise the channel or try and get him on my side or whatever, but they are really nice.
Mate, you can. I think what you see, look, it's like in the chat now. Everyone that you see on here, you see on there. That people. I think they do. I think they dip into West Ham Network for a bit of light, and they come here for the dark side. That's what they do.
I think if anyone thinks
welcome to the dark side.
The fight that Nick had Friday. They need to go and watch that. It was an amazing watch.
But they do it the right way, the West Ham Network, right? Russ and Anton, they're positive, but they don't put down people who are negative.
No, never. They never ever.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. And to be honest,
fans,
I admire people who can be that positive because I can't. I ain't got it in me to be that positive when things are turning to shit.
And if I'm being honest, I thought that when Anton was talking and getting his opinions across,
yeah,
it was done really well. I thought that's the way he was talking. He was done well.
Yeah, that's no. But that is right. That is right. It's yeah. I didn't mean it, Luke.
I didn't. Honestly, this phone's cracking up a little bit. I didn't hear that.
Oh, sorry, mate. I'll tell you again. I said, fuck off, you're a dickhead. That's what I said.
Okay. That's all right. As long as it ain't shit cunt, I don't care. If it's dickhead, I can take that's fine. If it's not shit cunt, that's all right. That's good.
It. No problem. Moyes is a shit cunt. He's the only one who gets out of that matter. But anyway, mate, thank you very much for the call.
That one is fine. No worries, boys. Cheers. Thanks for having me on, and all the best. And so come on your irons and 3 points against Everton. There's the most dreary, exhaustion, desperation way possible. But there you go. Anyway, come on your irons.
Are you ready for a really professional performance, Luke? Really professional performance.
Yeah, I am. The most professional possible. So 1-0 out the door. Let's go.
2-0 up. Yeah, 2-0 up at half time. Then stop playing in the second half. Yeah, stop playing. Just pass it around at the back.
I might go home at half time because I know it's going to come for the second half.
You might as well. I wonder how many people stay at the bar now at the game. I reckon quite a few must.
That will stick with me forever, that Sheffield United game. Not for a good reason. That second half. We should have got our fucking money back.
I know. It was bad. All right, look, anyway, I'm going to let you go.
I don't know. Yeah, go for it. No worries.
Go on, mate. Cheers, Luke.
See you, Luke.
Thanks, mate.
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 Good man, Luke.
He is. I like him.
Right, so I've got young Alfie.
Tommy's a good lad as well. Tommy makes me laugh.
Tommy's brilliant.
He does make me laugh.
Do you know what I'm going to do next time I'm on stream with him, right? Because he clearly reacts to it. I'm going to say, Tommy, the grass ain't always greener, mate.
Careful what you wish for.
He triggers him. It's a Tom. Grass ain't always greener, mate. Do you know what I mean? You got to be careful. Alfie.
You all right, lads?
How we doing, Alfie? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys doing?
I'm not bad. This is not West Ham Online Alfie. This is our Alfie.
Oh, good Alfie. Yeah, good.
Yeah, good Alfie.
Hello, Alfie. You're right. Good Alfie. Good Alfie. Not bad, Alfie.
The centre talking one.
I don't feel good after today, so that's for sure.
No. I know. It's grim, wasn't it, mate?
I don't know why, but before we kicked off there was a slight part of me that really thought we was going to get something out of that game. And then 15 minutes in, I had the Moyes effect on me again. I was drowsy, lethargic. I realised we weren't going to get anything from the game. And that was just piss poor.
Yeah.
Really was.
It was dreadful. I mean, it was just we got completely outclassed.
I ain't got the words for it because it's something we should have all expected. We all knew how good Villa are.
Yeah.
The way their midfield versus our midfield, it was astonishing. Literally boys versus men. We were outclassed in every single department. After the game, I just calmed down a little bit, and then you see David Moyes in his post-match interview, and he gets you straight back to anger again, and you just want to punch him through the TV.
I didn't. What did he say?
I try not to listen. I try not to listen to him. But go on, mate. Wind me up.
He said we wasn't good in the final third.
Well, we weren't, but we weren't good anywhere.
There was only one player in the final third. That was Antonio.
In midfield.
Antonio is the final third.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's saying Antonio weren't very good today.
Yeah.
Our one-man wrecking machine wasn't quite, he weren't feeling up to his superhuman self. Because, to be honest, look, the only way Antonio can ever be amazing is if he is like 100% in what we all like to call beast mode, which means he's in wrecking machine mode. He's literally up for a fucking cage fight with everyone. Battering 3 defenders on his own, winning flick-ons.
Yeah.
And do you know what? That is, to be quite honest, none of the other players on the fucking pitch have to do that, do they? It's a bullshit position. No. It actually is a bullshit thing to actually ask someone to do week in, week out. And that's why do you think Scamacca probably wanted to go? I reckon he did look at that and go, do you know what? Fuck that. I ain't doing that.
I wonder if he. I mean, I know he's a big fit kind of brute, strong guy, right?
Next day.
But I wonder if when he's been bashed up by some centre halves, if he hurts the next day or the next week. I wonder if it takes his toll over a period of time to play that role, and that's why he dips in and out of form. I don't know.
I know.
It's funny you say it though, Nick, because I think this season, the one game where Antonio really took on 3 defenders and he gave them a proper battering was Brighton, which we could have easily lost, by the way. And it's funny you say that because Jared Bowen did an interview with Sky Sports in the post-match and he showed the note that David Moyes handed him. And he read out what it said and he literally said, you stay in your position covering Soufal. When we get the ball, run the full length of the pitch and we'll pass it to you and you can score.
Yeah.
Was that a joke?
No.
Really?
No. That is exactly what was on the note.
That is top tactics, isn't it?
It's kick ball, score goal.
Kick ball, yeah. Like Pele in Escape to Victory, innit? This.
David Moyes' team talk. Right, Zuma, head ball. Ariola, kick ball.
The funny thing about it is it's like
it's like Harry Kane giving a team talk. Get ball, score goal.
It's like
Big Nick.
it's like he's too scared to say it out loud in case someone else hears the tactics. It's like, we can't have another manager here what we're planning to do. We got to write it down on paper.
This is top secret. Don't tell anyone.
I reckon Paqueta is like fluent in English by now, and I reckon he just listens to David Moyes' like team talks and gets you. I not speak English. I not speak English. He just does that.
Probably putting his ass. No, I ain't got a clue, mate.
Yeah. Do you get that, Paqueta? You've got to stay back and defend and don't go forward at all. Yes. I
go
forward. Fuck you. And he goes out there doing fucking kick-ups outside our own 18-yard box.
Doing kick-ups past the dugout. grinning at Moyes. You're like...
Yes, you look angry. Good. Fuck you. I don't know why he turned into Borat. He ain't Borat, is he? It's nice.
Genuinely, though.
But yeah, no, mate. Honestly, Look, we know that if we can only imagine what the training drills must be like. You know, I can imagine that we train more without the ball than with it. I think we must.
Look at this. Moyes said the same thing to Felipe Anderson when he did. You're a Brazilian, score me a Brazilian goal. Oh, he's a fucking genius.
He is. He's a tactical genius. Do you know what I will say? We said it earlier on. When you look at Emery, right? Emery rarely plays the same way 2 games in a row. He actually doesn't, right? He studies the opposition. He's meticulous, and he looks for weaknesses and he exposes them, and he fucking designs tactics, you know, to defeat the opposition. It ain't always going to work, but it works more often than not. Yeah. He puts effort in. David Moyes has got one fucking size fits all. I bet the fucking kits are one size fit all and all. I bet they are. Everything's one size fit all.
Moyes' note to Paqueta next week: no flicky tricky, score goal.
He's shit, isn't he? Honestly, he actually is. He is. I know. I just can't get out.
And then to add insult to injury, we miss Emerson next game. So who's going to play fucking left back that game?
Oh, Cresswell or Johnson.
Kudus.
Kera. Yeah, Kudus will play left back.
Kudus there.
He'll stick Fabianski at left back, won't he?
You know.
Yeah, we know you're not joking. Yeah, he will. Yeah.
Genuinely, the only time I saw Soucek in the game today was when he passed the ball out for a throw-in.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say it, Nick, because when you said about Unai Emery and how he rarely plays the same tactic 2 times in a game.
No.
He studied us. He studied us to perfection, right?
I reckon he studied us 5 weeks ago and didn't bother. He ain't bothered revising since because he said, I saw him play 5 weeks ago. Nah, fuck it. I made me notes back then.
You don't need to study us, do you? Do you know what I mean? You can watch this from like 8 months ago and that'll be the same fucking game.
I played. Emery was like, have you studied West Ham? Yeah, when we played them last year. It ain't changed since then. I've just fucking done the same thing.
It's concerning though, because for some random reason I had to add it all up. This season alone, we faced 54 shots on target. 25 of them came in 2 games. So it's not like this low box shit's working. It's exactly what Nick said. We rode our luck, and now teams are finding a way to get around us, and it's fucking easy.
Well, I think it goes back to what Gary said. I think what it is, I think teams are just starting to find their feet and get going in the league now.
Yeah.
This is the thing. They're getting into their groove. Now we're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're running at full speed now, aren't they?
No.
Like playing Man City at their place.
Yeah, because you know the new players that they bought that have actually bedded in because they've played, but were a bit shit at the start. They're all right now, but our players have to bed in on the bench, don't they? They have to bed in on the bench.
Yeah.
Free Mavropanos.
Yeah.
Laughing, it's been fucking horrible, isn't it? Like, it shouldn't be like that, really.
Nah, it shouldn't.
That thing we said about Kudus today, giving the first goal away, that's his excuse now to leave him on the bench.
Yeah. You know what he's going to do, right? This is the thing that's so irritating. You know what he's going to do. You say it like we do. We're on these YouTube shows. You say what he's going to do, then he goes and fucking does it. And you don't want him to do it. That's why you say it in a way, because you want to be proved wrong. But it's so easy to predict. Everything's so easy to predict.
But he's arrogance, right? He's arrogance at the start. Bearing in mind when we beat Brighton, what was it that he said? Someone said to him about the possession stats, and he went, "Well, they can keep the ball like that." Well, fucking Aston Villa took the ball. Aston Villa took the ball and the 3 points today, didn't they?
Didn't he mention the first cup in 43 years after the show?
He'll be getting to that stage if we start having a bit. If we lose to Everton, 100%, he'll do 5 minutes on Prague. He will.
Yeah. 43 years. It was.
That's exactly what you're saying, though, Nick. Yeah, teams were warming up. Yeah, the next couple of games we're going to play. These teams, they're going to get into their groove of fast 1-2 touches. We're going to be ripped apart. Right? Listen, we've been lucky. Like, it's 4 the most we've conceded this season in one game. I'm not quite sure. But I tell you what, right? Against City, we should have left 9-0 down, right? Yeah. If it weren't for Haaland. Right? Against Liverpool, I'd say it was a little bit more balanced. I think we should have had a penalty, but at the end of the day, it's gone now. I worry. Obviously, Arsenal in the cup, they ain't going to play their full strength team, so I'm not too worried about that. Even though I don't think we'll probably go through now.
I'm not. I was really confident about that game, and Moyes has even killed. Moyes has even killed what little positivity I had. I mean, don't get me wrong; it can all change at the flip of a coin. You know, it can. But the thing is, this league form, you know, the way that we're playing, it's just been the same. It's just been the same every game.
All I'm saying is, we're going to come up to an absolute battering soon, and it's not going to be something we're going to want to have, but it's reality, because at the end of the day, we're not playing football to try and survive. We're cowards.
We are. You know, it is cowardly football.
People say die trying. No, we just roll over and die. We're like a fucking puppy. We just roll over, take tickles, and then move on. You know, we don't put up a fight. It's terrorism. Honestly, we're ruining the game. It's horrible.
And yet we've got some of the bravest players, the people who really want to get stuck in, like Paqueta, like Alvarez, you know, like Zuma. People like that, they really want to get stuck in.
This is the thing.
So deflated today.
Yeah, but that thing.
So deflated.
But that thing, what you said there, Alfie, you know, about the cowardly thing, I do agree with that. But I don't think that applies to the team. I think that's Moyes. Tactically, is cowardice. But we've got warriors in that team. I mean, Paqueta has kind of, although he's flourishing, you know, he's kind of doing what Moyes asked him to do. They're all trying to do their job, even though Paqueta can't. I don't reckon he can agree with what he's being asked to do in the team that he's playing in. I can't see it.
I'll tell you what would be a laugh. I would love to be in the players' meetings after a game when they do the match analysis, because exactly what you guys said. They go out there, they try use their flair, they try and do their thing, and it's like they go back into the fucking board meeting room, and Moyes goes, "Hang on a minute, lads. We need to go back to the basics. Defend, do my job. Paqueta, stop doing flicky goal." Right?
Stop doing flicky goal.
He's speechless. I've got no words.
Yes, but okay.
It's ruined me. And you can see it in the players as well. Like,
I like flick. Fuck you.
We're 10 games in. Players are already starting to put their shoulder. You know what? Why the fuck am I trying? No, this manager ain't trying to help me. This manager just wants to hold on to a fuck. Taking off Antonio for the fingernails looked like he was about to burst into tears when he come onto the pitch because he had to come on for 4 minutes.
No,
it's disgraceful.
He does it to him all the time. But I reckon that's the only reason Soucek gets in the goal, because he puts his hand up and goes, "I know do flicky, boys. Right, Soucek, you can go. You can go up. Well done, son. Well done. No flicky. No flicky. No flicky." Oh,
they ask him bored, though. They do look bored.
I think I put the wrong juice in my vape. Right, hang on.
It's funny. It's funny talking about it, but when you look back at it, it's really embarrassing. We're talking about our football club like this.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Like,
listen, you got to laugh. You got to laugh or you'll cry.
That's it. It's exactly what it is.
Oh
Listen,
dear.
all I'm saying is, people were calling for David Moyes to get a new contract.
They were.
Yeah,
they
not
were.
many. Not many. Couple of bums.
If that happened, I generally wouldn't be able to continue. I just wouldn't be able to continue.
I think the depression. I mean, I said
honestly, I'd buy the tickets and probably not go. You know what I mean? I just the thing is, right? This is on a knife edge, Alfie. Alfie, this is on a knife edge, right? Because he's got to continue doing what he done last year and beat the teams he's expected to beat. The minute he doesn't do that anymore, he's in trouble, bang in trouble.
Yeah, no, well, no, he's never going to be banging trouble, because what'll happen is, right, if it gets bad, it will get bad to the point like it did last season, right, where your expectations get realigned. And then what happened was, towards the end of last season, we started winning a few games, and it was because Moyes is comfortable when we're shit, so that we can only get better. If you like, I don't think he's comfortable when there's expectation on his shoulders. But there's always going to be expectation now. Like I said, we are not at a situation now, after spending the amount of money he's spent. We're no longer asking him to overachieve. We're
he's done this on a shoestring. He's done this on a shoestring.
He's a shoe, a fucking expensive shoestring.
Yeah, I know. Fucking expensive shoes.
Listen, I loved how last season ended with that trophy. Don't get me wrong. It was a horrible season. I barely enjoyed anything, except for that European run. It papered over the cracks. But this is what I'm saying, right? Yes, we have that trophy, but things could have went so much different for us. Like, if we didn't beat Everton, we could have had a new manager in right now. Who knows? We could be competing for Champions League. You never know, right? Yeah. We ain't going in. It's like saying, all right, most of the people accepting that David Moyes is going to leave at the end of the summer. But what? We're just wasting a year then. Because we can pretty much all agree Villa are going to finish above us, Brighton are going to finish above us, all the other, you never know about Chelsea at this point, but you know that Arsenal, City, Newcastle, all these teams are going to finish above us. So I think the only way we might be in Europe next season is by winning the Europa League, and who knows what happened in the last stage.
Do you know the risk that you run of not building on success and just basically taking the piss, which I think is what Sullivan does sometimes. He just takes a piss. He's happy to just kind of loiter. We were lucky to get a European place last year through winning that trophy, and this season, I don't think, unless we win a cup, we ain't going to get into Europe.
We ain't even finishing top half, because he'll be going in the summer. And so this will just run out of steam this season, like that Allardyce last season.
But Gary, what I'm saying is, what that will do is that will be a missed opportunity, because then what you've got no European football next year. You've got we'll probably lose players, because we'll have to reduce the squad anyway, because you won't need so many players. And you know what? We'll struggle to attract players. So through having that sort of bad season, you could effectively cost yourself maybe a year or two of progression, because you've got to get back there again.
I'll be happy to do that as long as we get rid of him, right? So now the Ghanaian supporters are up in arms, already spitting at Moyes over the Kudus treatment. Ghana's voted Ghana's best player.
They didn't want him here anyway.
Player of the year.
A lot of them channels, if you listen to it, not because of West Ham, they always mention Moyes and his style. They always said that they didn't think that his style would suit Kudus.
No, absolutely right. But this is the thing, right? This is where Moyes is screwing himself a bit and making himself look like a bit of an arsehole with Kudus, because Kudus is known by a lot of people as being a quality player.
Yeah.
This ain't just some mystery, for Carragher to mention him 3 times. This ain't like some unknown, right? This is someone who's played Champions League for Ajax and scored a load of goals. This ain't some unknown. And so this is where I think he's going to make himself look like a fucking muppet and maybe get himself sacked. If we start diving down the league and he don't use him, I think that's when he gets sacked.
I'm going to get a Moyes statue for the shelf. I actually am. I'm going to get one
then
for there. I'm going to dress it up.
You've got the more worrying avenue. What if comes next summer, he's just had enough and he's already made his mind up. Like Smacky, he goes, nah, no way. I come here. I was given a load of false promises that were never meeting.
No, 100%.
Right? I can't.
That's my worry.
Do this. Right? I'm ruining my career. Right? When you look at the managers who wanted him, De Zerbi wanted him, Arteta wanted him, fucking Pochettino wanted him. They all would have got the best out of him. Right? There is no way on earth he's going to sit here, right, for an entire season and go, oh, I'll probably start next season. You was promised to come and start this season. Was he not promised to start alongside Paqueta?
He was, yeah. But we've seen proof in recent months. See, this is why Moyes struggles at this end of the spectrum, because he likes grateful players from lower leagues who will basically bow to his every fucking word, you know. He struggles with big players because with big players, you know, they're going to have egos. They're going to want to play. They're going to expect to play. Big expectations. And the fact is he can't deal with it. He can't. He physically, he can't even deal with his own fucking team. They all kick off. If Soufal gets dropped for a couple of games, he comes out in a check press. Fabianski even. He done the same thing. They all moan at him. And we've seen what he did.
And they go straight back in the team.
Yeah, they go straight back in the team.
Apart from Fabianski, Soufal and Soucek did.
Yeah, but he done the same thing, but he's done it with Scamacca. We've seen the effect of Moyes being Moyes with star players trying to sort of put them in their place, what it has on top players. They go, fuck off, I'm out of here. That's what they do.
I'm listening to you, right, saying all this, and I'm laughing. It shouldn't be funny, but I'm laughing, thinking, and everyone knows how quality Kudus is, but he can't get in over Soucek.
I know.
You get what I mean?
It's like a fucking practical joke, isn't it? It's like someone's playing a trick on us.
I reckon. Do you reckon the likes of Paqueta are sitting there when Moyes calls out his team sheet, right? And he goes, Kudus, you're on the bench. Soucek, you're in a 10. Do you reckon Paqueta goes to Kudus? What the fuck? Do you reckon he does that?
No, he looks at Kudus and goes,
he goes, yeah, what the fuck? Because and you would as well, because if you're in a team, you want to be in the strongest possible team and play with players that give you the chance to win a game. The players will want the better players on the pitch. They will.
Listen, I completely agree to what someone said earlier into the false nine. I think that's perfect. You know, at the end of the day, I don't know if you guys watched it, but Chelsea yesterday played a false nine with interchanging forwards, and two of the best centre-backs didn't know how to deal with it. You know, he's a really good avenue. But obviously, we haven't got a manager who thinks proactively. You know, he's fucking disabled.
Yeah,
He don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but if Moyes played a false nine, the false nine would be so false that it'd be a centre-back. That's the trouble.
Yeah. That's like someone said earlier about Antonio. It ain't a false nine, it's a false footballer.
Go on, Mick.
This is where supporters get delusional, because then they'll say, but he has played that against Newcastle. But again, I don't think that was. I think that was what Nick said. It was stumbled across, and it just happened to work out a bit better. And I think that's how we should be playing.
The players are getting on the pitch and they're doing what they want, because at the end of the day, it's not working for them. You know, like we've all said it. You know, the Emerson and Paqueta link up is beautiful, right? Bowen, he wants to get on the ball. All these players want to get on the ball, and at the end of the day, go on then, fucking drop me. You ain't going to survive without me.
Yeah. Bowen was the only Bowen was the only one busting his arse to try and make that work today, because he just signed a 7-year deal. He's like, for fuck's sake, come on! I'm just committed to this for 7 years, and he's like, fucking hell, boys, come on, come up! I want Europe next year. Fucking 7 years of this shit.
For fucking years.
Danny's happy now, isn't she? She can buy loads of surf now, can't she? Fucking loads of it.
She can, yeah.
It's surf and perf.
Surf. Anyway, Alfie, thank you very much for the call, mate. We're gonna close it down now because we've all got to get up in the morning. But thank you very much.
I've got a week off.
But
cheers,
anyway,
Alfie.
Cheers, Alfie. Thanks, mate.
Take care, lads.
Cheers, mate.
Good night. And we're cold. I hope you guys have a good week. We all know what's going to happen. We'll have a good Thursday night when We paper over the cracks again with an Olympiacos win, and then we'll go lose to fucking Everton, and then we'll be here all over again.
Yes, it's a roller coaster, but look, at least it gives us stuff
isn't it? It's a fun
to talk
ride.
about. It never gets boring talking about the same thing over and over again for 18 months. It never gets boring.
Should we start doing the predictor again, like predict the team?
Just for a laugh. Just for a laugh.
We stopped it. We did it for like 6 weeks and then stopped it because it's the same fucking team every week.
Do you reckon Moyes has got to the stage where he doesn't even announce who the team is? He's quit doing that.
Yeah,
He's published. He just goes, what's it called? Admin worker. Just put the one out from last week.
That's right. Yeah.
This is this month's team.
Well, he's been the same whiteboard for the last fucking 18 months.
I'm working smarter, not harder. That's what he's doing.
No freaking fair.
Yeah. Hey, Aguero, I know you've been shite for 3 games, but you're in until November at the fucking earliest. So do you know what I mean? Just murdering the Scottish accent. He's probably more of a wee Jimmy Cranky, isn't he? Moyes, I reckon. But
he does that thing though, you know, like Steve Bruce does. Can't say we're or our. Instead of using our, he says war. Right. So our game, he says war game. Right.
War game.
Really fucks me off.
Yeah.
Because that's a Geordie thing. That's not. I don't think that's a Scottish thing, is it? We've got any Scottish people in chat? Please confirm.
I don't know.
Ask Anton because he don't say war, does he?
No.
Different place. Fucking yeah.
He's a Scottish Cockney now, isn't he?
We weren't on war game today.
Yeah.
What? Annoys me.
But anyway, cheers, Alfie.
Take care, lads.
See you later, Alfie.
All right, bye.
All right, I've gone fucking mad tonight. Well, it's ended on a laugh anyway. They always do, don't they?
Yeah.
4-1, we end up having a little bit of a giggle. Let's all laugh at West Ham. You do. It's like the let's all do a conga, isn't it?
Don't put massive on though. Don't put massive on.
No. I won't. I'm not going to do that. Moyes is a massive cunt. Right.
We're done.
Where he goes.
West Ham get battered everywhere they go.
Moyes is blaming Kudus because he's the cunt. Because he's a cunt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
And play Soucek everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes.
Because you don't do flickies. Fucking useless.
Everywhere he goes.
Well, I think it's time we went. Gary, go on, wrap up.
All right, thanks all. Thanks for your lovely comments in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Been a good night. Been a shit result. Big week coming up. Olympiacos, then Everton, and a couple of rambles in between.
Yeah, got a couple of really exciting professional performances coming up.
Professional.
Really can't wait.
All right. Cheers,
wait.
Biggie. Cheers, Nick. Thank you all. See you later. Come on, you ones.
Come on, you ends. I can't find the outro.
Not the massive one. It's the other one.
So I put the massive.
You got a sad song. You can
Wicked.
put on. You've got a sad song.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Got Simon Garfunkel.